Anyway,
Welcome to Star Trek Adventures. These are the voyages of the U.S.S. Pendragon, probably before it dies horribly in a nuclear explosion.
That
Joining
sounds
us
unfortunate.
for this session is Captain Talor, played by Stormy Winters. Commander Anderson, First Officer of the U.S.S. Pendragon, played by Nakara.
Hello.
Protu, Helmsman of the U.S.S. Pendragon, portrayed by Nitro Taipat.
Famous for the type hat?
And last but of course not least is the mapley, syrupy Canadian syrup, who is going to be Chief Medical Officer Kind.
Hi! Let's have some fun.
Fun is not guaranteed, and this does not mean that you are contractually obligated to enjoy the show.
Now we're
Should have made that button, shouldn't I?
hypo spray.
We start this week in Fleet Captain Bathory's office. Captain Talor has been called into the office to be told of her next assignment. The two are sat at the Fleet Captain's desk. Starbase 11 is known through Starfleet to have the largest number of former assimilated crew members of the collective. As such, they do not have to technically use voice to communicate when in such close quarters, but due to the way this made many of the personnel aboard the Starbase feel uncomfortable, the reclaimed drones were ordered to talk out loud to each other. Captain Talor. Klingon aggression is increasing. This is of course to be expected. Although there has not been a formal declaration of war from the Klingons yet, the withdrawal of the Khitmar Accords means there is no declaration of peace either. Starfleet is actively assisting the Cardassians in the Alpha Quadrant as the Klingons occupy and come into direct conflict with the Cardassians. Obviously this has led to a number of conflicts between Starfleet and the Klingons, with casualties reported on both sides. We are not the military, but the brewing war has forced us into the role of peacekeepers rather than explorers. Starbase 11 sits in a strategic position with both the Beta and Alpha Quadrants, within reach at a reasonable time. We have discovered a strange signal coming from the Beta Quadrant near the planet Camus. It is close to the Klingon Empire, but still within Federation borders. Due to its proximity to the Klingon Empire, however, we need a starship that has the ability to defend itself as well as investigate. The signal we received is from a Federation starship. It was extremely weak and sent on a frequency that hasn't been used for almost a century. There is more information available and has been downloaded to your ship's computer. The information is restricted to your senior staff. This mission is designated top secret, and anything you discover during the course of your mission is to only be reported back here in person. Do not break radio silence and transmit data about your findings. If you encounter any Klingons, you are authorized to engage them on site. Starfleet Command cannot allow this to be reported back. Any questions, Captain?
I assume this signal has been authenticated.
It has, as best as we can remotely.
What's our primary mission? This is an old signal. Is this a recovery mission?
The mission briefing has been downloaded to your ship's computer. It is not something I'm able to discuss with you here.
I assume all information to all questions will be in that briefing.
It should be available, yes.
And should there be further information needed, or is this limited to what we have?
It is limited to what is available on your computer. You are not to break radio silence over this.
And no other information is known beyond what is being given to me.
As far as we're aware, that is correct.
And we are not to communicate at all.
Correct.
And if we run into trouble?
You are authorized to defend yourselves. I would recommend shooting Klingons on sight. They have been doing the same to us. They're not really in the mood to negotiate.
Well, I would say neither are we, but the concern is being sent in alone. Are we to consider ourselves on our own, or will we have backup if needed?
If it's a burgeoning emergency, I would recommend escaping. Reinforcements may not be able to reach you in time, as many of them are currently occupied in the Alpha Quadrant. Beta Quadrant operations are currently concerned with patrolling the neutral zone between the Romulans, the Klingons, and ourselves. Task Force Camelot is extremely busy. I have been coordinating them myself.
Well then, let's hope for the best. Thank you so much for the briefing.
You're welcome. Dismiss, Captain.
Can't remember, did you say I was speaking to a superior officer?
Yes.
Okay. I give a salute and then I back up, turn around, and walk out.
Okay. Where would you like to go?
Where is my crew?
Probably on the ship.
Okay, so they're not on the station or wherever we are.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Certainly hope
All right,
not.
I'll head back to the ship then.
Okie dokie. Oh my god, so many Sims. Okay.
I
On the bridge
will.
of the Pendragon.
Okay. And where is Anderson?
Where would you like to be? It's entirely up to you, Commander Anderson.
I'm in the captain's chair when she returns.
Did you say this briefing that they sent up was for captain's eyes only?
Senior staff only.
Okay. All right.
Which is basically the players.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Greetings, Captain.
So,
Feels
Did you find out our new mission?
very vague information. We have a briefing awaiting us. There wasn't many answers to the questions I had, so I do believe we should listen to this briefing before we
Shall I gather the
discuss
senior
further.
staff?
Please do.
Senior staff to the briefing room. Senior staff to the briefing room immediately.
Aye, Captain. Or aye, sir. I will be right over.
I'd like to remind you,
Alrighty.
kind, that I am not the captain.
Sorry, I
Quickly
was.
before the captain uses the Vulcan neck pinch on me.
He's been into the juice already.
Cordrazine's a hell of a drug.
So, I get up out of my captain's chair and proceed to the briefing room.
Why don't I have a
Is
briefing
there-
room scene?
Oh, see, all these things don't come up until now.
Yeah.
So the briefing
next
room is
time.
filled with smoke when we get in there. Can somebody figure out what's wrong with the briefing room? Heading back to the bridge. Senior staff to the bridge, not the briefing room. Senior staff to the bridge.
Do you have a recording of the briefing, or is it just...
I have an incredibly sophisticated and technological means to give you the briefing.
You're going to relay it yourself?
Yeah, I'm going to read it.
Oh, boy.
All right. Is everyone assembled?
you just hear the door open to the bridge, and Pro 2 walks in. You required my attendance, Commander.
Absolutely. We have a new briefing on our upcoming mission.
Ah, understood.
And where is Kind? Come in. It's the bridge. You're allowed to come in.
I don't think there's a door chime for the turbo
Problem
lift.
with bloody Canadians, they're so polite they just use the doorbell.
Sorry, sir. I was caught up in some medical
You're
research.
playing with the doorbell again, I know.
Could you not make it so obvious to the other crew, sir? Please, I would like to have my dignity still intact at the end of this mission.
We'll see.
He walks over and takes a seat in one of the chairs.
Captain, shall we start the briefing?
I believe everyone is here that needs to be. I shall await this very sophisticated voice recording that is coming through.
Captain Talor, the following information is classified and to only be discussed with your senior staff. It is not to be mentioned outside the senior staff to anyone else. On stardate 49625, Starbase 11 picked up a signal in the Beta Quadrant. It was close to the planet Camus, located fairly near to the Klingon border. The signal was weak, but authenticated as genuine from a Constitution-class vessel, U.S.S. Sentinel NCC 1666, lost in 2292. The ship was being used to field test experimental transporter technology and tri-bolt warhead weaponry. The reason for its loss was never determined. The precise nature of the experiments were classified by Starfleet intelligence, and since then filed away under tight security. Starfleet Command deems the recovery of this ship of the utmost importance. If you're unable to salvage the ship, then it must be destroyed. Its data and equipment must not fall into anyone else's hands. The consequences could be catastrophic to the balance of power in the quadrants.
What kind of technology? Sorry, it was...
It was researching transporter technology and tri-cobalt warhead technology weaponry.
I didn't hear the cry cobalt part, so...
Yeah, try saying that without your false teeth.
Or even your real teeth.
Or someone else's teeth.
So they accidentally transported their entire crew into space. Got it.
Never watched any of the original series episodes.
Mission figured out. I guess we can report back already.
Captain, shall we set a course for this signal?
Yes.
I
we
would
have
like
any
to point
choice?
out, because we're all new to this game, just because you've been asked to keep things on the quiet, doesn't mean you can't try to do various other things. You could contact Starfleet intelligence, or at least attempt to.
Well, I was just thinking about getting more information about the Cry Cobalt war torpedoes
Oh, of
or
course,
whatever.
yeah, the
but
one
then
thing I wasn't prepared for. Yeah, of course, that's what you wanted to know. Why didn't I fucking think of that?
What material are they made of, Shiv?
Tri-cobalt.
Try cobalt.
You sure it wasn't sand?
Not talking to you anymore.
That's it. Game over. He quits.
I'd like to make reference to a 20th century comic where this gentleman wearing a suit and under the guise of a spider, my senses are tingling. How do we know that this is not a trap?
Kind,
Sounds like
which
we
one of
don't.
your which one of your senses are tingling?
I don't want to know.
Humans only have 5.
Well,
All
it's the reference is because of a sixth sense or intuition.
Ah, I understand.
I'd like to point out that Pro 2 would most definitely know that humans have way more than 5 senses.
I do believe the poor doctor's drug use is giving him a buzz.
I am actually sober, thank you. I've been actually on a medical trial to enhance the reduce the effects of certain drugs administered in the field.
As the humans like to do.
I find your
Um,
humor disappointing.
Pro 2,
I'm a druggie, not a
Yes,
doctor,
Commander.
damn it.
can you check to see what information our computers have on the U.S.S. Sentinel?
I can attempt to locate any information, and I'll sit down at a terminal, or at least approach one.
Okay.
Is there a reason, like I should ask the GM, should there be a reason for me to contact anybody about the transporter information? Or is it something you didn't prepare for? Okay, never mind. The eyes say it all.
Pro 2.
Um,
Yes.
Insight and... Shit, what are the other stats? Why is security the only one that immediately comes to mind?
I would think, like, I guess security would make sense. Yeah.
Yeah, actually. Insight
And these
and
are
security.
missiles. Like, oh, never mind. I don't think, never mind.
You wanted
I was trying
information
to see if one might
on
be.
the U.S.S. Sentinel. Yeah, insight, security, difficulty 3, please.
Yeah, and since I'm looking for the information, none of my focuses would matter.
So the way you can go about
Oh,
this
hold
is
on, you
because
said
you need 3 successes. Generally, the most you would be able to get on an average roll would be 2 successes, unless you get
Mhm.
criticals. I would ask for assistance.
Okay. And you said difficulty 3. That's the complication range, right?
Nope. Complication range
Okay.
is standard, just 1.
Okay. Still learning. The confidentiality of this information would seem that I may need some assistance in locating it.
Okay. So I walk
do
over.
believe it requires higher security clearance. This is interesting.
I walk over to the console and enter my my access codes. Try
Okay.
and get through the
In that
roadblocks.
case, I would like you to assist with control and command. Task roll is 1 for an assist.
Moment. Control and command. Task roll of 1.
Mhm.
Oh, well, that helped.
For an android, I have really crappy insight.
Pro2 walks over to the
Um,
console and swiftly keys in various different things, but is unfortunately unable to get past any of Starfleet Intelligence's lock and restrictions.
Well, that does tell us something.
Was he trying to contact them directly, or were we?
We were just
Trying
trying to
to-
look up information in the computer
Oh.
about the ship, and we were
Yeah,
locked out of that
database stuff.
information. Maybe, Captain, maybe you should try and contact Starfleet Command or Starfleet Intelligence.
I do believe that would be the logical next step.
Are we forbidden from making contact?
Only about the mission, as far as I know. We cannot communicate anything about what our current mission is, but I do believe we are allowed to contact them about others' information.
So maybe we can ask about the ship.
Yes. I do believe we should use a secure channel.
That sounds like a good idea.
It's only logical.
Pro 2, can you open a secure channel to Starfleet Intelligence, please?
Certainly.
Starfleet Intelligence here? How can I direct your call? Your call is valuable to us.
Oh dear.
That's on you.
Español, press dos.
to you, Captain.
For Klingon, please press.
Does
Captain Tor?
anybody speak Klingon?
Thankfully,
Well,
no.
don't choose the Klingon option. Oh dear.
Jeepers. This is Captain Talor of the U.S.S. Pendragon. I would like to speak to one of your intelligence officers, please.
Certainly, may I
High
ask?
priority.
May I ask what it's regarding?
What's the ship's name? I totally
U.S.S.
forgot.
Sentinel.
Ah, okay. I don't believe I need to relay that information since it is of sensitive nature.
Understood, Captain. Please hold. And then there's just some random music. While you wait. Eventually, someone picks it up. It's like, Intelligence Officer Flint here.
Greetings, Intelligence Officer Flint. This is Captain Talor of the U.S.S. Pendragon.
Captain
I
Law, how
am
may I be of assistance?
I am in need of some information about the U.S.S. Sentinel.
I see. And what exactly would you like to know?
Is there any information that is unclassified or even classified at my level that I can obtain?
Presence, command, difficulty 2, please.
Put on my. Is she? Okay. Man, difficulty you said 2?
Yep. So complication range is 1,
Application.
task roll is 2.
Okay.
Flint, I know you from the Academy. We need this information for a very important mission. I was hoping you could maybe bend the rules slightly.
Presence. Or reason, whichever is higher. Command. Task roll 1, complication range 1. Anderson! It's been a while. They've put you on the Pendragon. Fantastic assignment.
Yeah, it's been an interesting adventure so far.
How about that music when they put you on hold? Isn't that a laugh?
Yeah, it's very familiar. I don't know where it's from, though.
It almost feels like it should have lyrics to it, but it doesn't.
I get that feeling as well. So, about the Sentinel.
Yes, the Sentinel. Let's see. Well, I shouldn't really be telling you this, but if you've been sent after it, you probably need to know more about it. I'll send over a file to your ship immediately under a secure channel. But remember, of course, you didn't get this from me.
Of course.
Flint,
Haven't
out.
seen you since the Academy.
We should do dinner sometime. I replicate a great meatloaf.
Sounds great. I'll get back to you when I get back to Earth.
Flint out. And you receive a data package very soon after.
Pro 2,
Much
can
neat.
you let us know what's going on with that data package?
Shiv, may I let them know what's going on with that data package?
Much of the information in the file is missing, likely redacted on purpose, manually, before being integrated into the archive system. However, the file does mention that following the loss of the U.S.S. Defiant in 2268, and the subsequent investigation by Ambassador then Commander Spock and the discovery of interspace, Starfleet needed to theorize a defensive strategy to prevent further losses and negate usage of interspace weaponry.
Did you say the Defiant?
Not the
Yeah, the
Defiant you're
original one.
thinking of, but yes.
There was a Defiant that was way back in the original series, I believe.
It is
In
curious that
2268 to be exact.
Mm-hmm.
it is curious that we have been told this is a top secret mission, and I said, and you didn't say at any time that we were being sent after this, yet that young man seemed to know that we are being sent after it.
He may have just inferred.
The inference is not welcome.
Again, I'm going to give you some
How
GM
very
help
Vulcan
here.
of you.
Would you like some more information on the effects of spatial interface on people?
It does not sound pleasant. But free information.
Yeah, I mean, this is something that you would be able to look up in your ship's databanks, absolutely
Okay.
without issue. Brain tissue is distorted in the central nervous system. I didn't write that. And this manifested as violent and paranoid behavior. In the one recorded case of this exposure, this led to the crew murdering one another.
Space madness. Got it.
Pleasant.
Like they had a little too much of that special meatloaf.
There was extra purchasable information. Well, there is extra purchasable information available. You don't have any momentum, but I'm willing to accept threat for it.
I have just a general question. Do we know what the crew complement was? I'm pretty sure that would have been in the packet, because it would not have been. I don't think it would have been a
what the
redact.
crew complement on a Constitution class vessel is. It's around 260 something.
Okay.
I have no idea except this number that's quite specific.
That's only guessing because the Enterprise D was something like 1,000.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pretty sure if Space Madness went through, there's not a lot of them that lived.
Crew complement was between 200 and 400. And they all killed each other.
Well.
Okay.
I feel like our medical officer may have some further information on it.
Kind?
Yes, sorry.
What do you know about space madness? Wait, there might be a better word for that. What was the real word for it?
It was just the effects of spatial interphasing on people.
What effects does spatial interphasing have on people, specifically their brain, and how do you think it would manifest behaviorally?
Well, with this phenomenon, it's usually very subtle and unnoticeable at the beginning. You know, during the rigorous events of space in general, you know, people can get slightly irritated or annoyed throughout their voyage. So the first typical symptoms are irritation is one of them. They become more agitated at the very simplest things. From there, it goes on to paranoia, where a subject may think that someone is out to get them or something is happening that really isn't happening. From there, eventually it turns into hallucinations and finally death.
Insight, medicine, difficulty 2, please, Lieutenant Kind.
Just threw you under the spaceship.
Wonderful. Have a momentum.
Sweet. Do we know of any...
Hang on. Tholians from and this is something that Lieutenant Kind would know. Tholians from a parallel dimension detonated a tricol warhead inside the gravity well of a dead star in 2155. This led to an interphasic rift being created, which led to our dimension in the year 2268. The Tholians were unwilling to explore the rift themselves, so instead sent a distress call into the rift to lure someone from our universe into the rift. The U.S.S. Defiant was caught by the signal and subsequently disappeared after the Enterprise, which was sent to investigate the Defiant, was forced to defend itself from a Thorian attack. Captain Kirk was trapped in interspace as he was on the Defiant when it disappeared. He was protected from the effects of interspace thanks to being caught in a transporter beam. Dr. McCoy was able to counter the effects of interspace with a derivative of the Klingon nerve gas, Therigen. Commander Spock was able to determine the exact time period of the next interphase, at which point they were able to beam Captain Kirk back to the Enterprise. Aren't you glad you knew that, Lieutenant Kind?
Yes, I studied that series of events very carefully.
So there is a way to neutralize it.
Yes. But the
But
timing.
only, and only on people who were otherwise protected from its initial effects.
Mm-hmm.
So
Nope.
anyone who actually...
Therigen treatment mixed with alcohol or synthahol will work on anyone and everyone. The only reason it didn't, the only reason that Captain Kirk was completely protected from any of the effects was that he was caught in the transporter beam, so he wasn't affected by the spatial interface.
But so it can work on people who are actually sick with it, though, or affected by it.
Mm-hmm. Drug him up with a Klingon nerve gas.
So, Captain, what is our next step?
I do believe we need to just have an open discussion on options. I myself don't think that there's not much chance that anyone could be alive on the Sentinel.
What is the sorry, this is an aside. What is the current year in the game?
2372.
Yeah, so that's fair. The Sentinel's been gone for 80 years. There's a good chance nobody is alive on board.
Well, especially if everybody has been affected, then they could have killed all each other anyway.
Yeah, many years ago.
We could be walking into a mass grave.
Absolutely, and also a Klingon trap. Sounds like a great mission. Did you thank them for us, Captain?
It was not worth the effort. I do believe they keep throwing Klingons at us like they think we should be able to do something with them.
Well, we could have a rave with them.
It'd be a very violent rave. It's a lot of blood wine.
Have you ever been to a Klingon party, Kind?
I will simply answer with yes. And leave it at that.
I'm pretty sure it was your first and your last one.
Let's just say I wasn't known as kind at that point.
Captain, shall we, is there additional investigation you'd like to do, or shall we, set a course for the Sentinel's last known location?
Oh, I thought we had already.
No.
Oh, good. Okay. Oh, I think we got interrupted.
Yeah,
Yes.
we stopped to. Yeah.
We stopped to call in Starfleet Intelligent and got some operator.
A phone tree. So
I will be
they persist
lodging
for 300 years.
a formal complaint. I do believe
Sure.
high priority messages should not be answered by a operator. Please set a course.
Aye, Captain.
Pendragon graces out of Starbase, enters warp at the last known coordinates. Is there anything you wish to discuss while en route?
Captain, what do you think the chances are we're going to run into the Klingons on this mission?
I feel like if they warned us about them, it's very probable. And it's just a matter of how many.
What was our intended like mission? What are we supposed to do once we get there? Other than
Investigate and
run away if the Klingon show up?
recover.
We need to recover the ship if possible. If we can't, then we need to destroy it.
Gotcha.
So I guess our primary focus will be to get the ship under tow, if it's possible, if it's still intact enough. Hopefully our hopefully our tractor beams are working well.
How far is the supposed last known location of the Sentinel to the nearest starbase?
You're the nearest starbase.
What is the
Starbase 11.
distance?
Well, like, just is it in under tow?
Really far.
How?
Like, picture the longest journey you've ever gone on, times it by millions of miles because it's space. It's closer to the Klingon border than the starbase.
Did we take the kids along? Because if we took the kids, then it's a really long journey.
Thankfully, there are no
I
families
might have
allowed
to
on
drop the
Sovereign
kids off at
class.
the pool later.
It's
Like
Warp
under
9,
tow
it was
speed,
about
how
3
long would it
hours.
take us?
Oh,
So that's
God.
warp 9. What would our tow speed be?
If memory serves, I believe you can only use full impulse with the tractor
You
beam.
can tow at warp.
Can you?
Well, I don't think warp 9.
No. Otherwise, like you'd never get a starship back to a starbase if you couldn't tow at
That's
warp.
a fair point. That's a fair point.
But what's the limit of the warp? You know, that's the key.
Well, like, don't need
How
an
f-
exact.
Probably, I would say it's probably safe to say like warp 4. Probably about as fast as you can go.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Warp 4, Warp
Pro
5
2
at
would
most.
know that. Pro 2 would know that, but Nitro doesn't. And if Shiv doesn't know, then Pro 2 doesn't know.
I mean, as far as I'm aware, I don't think they've ever established in canon at any point that you can activate the tractor beam in warp or go to warp with a tractor. But it does when Commander Anderson made perfect sense when he said, "Well, how the fuck are you supposed to get a starship back if you can't tractor a warp?" It's a fair point.
It is only logical. I guess my only concern with this is they are wanting us to tow this ship back, yet will be under supposed or possible threat from the Klingons, yet we are not getting any assistance, and we are going to be somewhat debilitated in our speed.
Captain, if I may, we could do deep scans of the ship upon arrival, get as much information as we can, attempt to tow, and if any hostile activity engages us, we do similar to what we did in our evaluation mission and fire a torpedo and run.
Would it also be possible to follow on Pro 2 rather than fire a torpedo if we were to have a probe that would emit the same signature as the ship itself? So we take the ship away, but we leave in its place the exact same signature. Therefore, the Klingon would have no idea that anything was ever moved.
That's a very intelligent plan.
Could we remote? I guess this is an out of character question because I would probably know. Would we, if there was any power still going through the ship, would we be able to remotely turn it off?
Possibly, but the ship's been lost for 80 years.
We
So
would need the ship's command
whether or not,
codes.
yeah, exactly. Whether or not you actually have command codes for a ship that's been lost for 80 years, I'd say probably not. I
'Cause
think we'll
I like-
likely have to board it
Unless they
I
never
like
changed it from
Kynes-
default, and in which case it could be 1, 2, 3, 4.
or password
or admin.
or admin. So I just wanted to share something. This is a little bit of an aside. Memory Alpha, the best place in the world for Star Trek, does actually have something on tractoring and warp. It can happen, but you have to ensure that the target vessel, so the vessel you're towing, has its engines deactivated before towing them, or else
Makes
those
sense.
engines will create a shearing force. So yeah, that is some. If the engines are active on the Sentinel, they'll need to be deactivated.
That, and if we were to duplicate any signal that it's putting out and send out a probe, we will need to deactivate the ship's signal, or else the Klingon will see two of the same
Two
signal
Sentinels.
and know that something's up.
Absolutely.
But
Is there a
enjoy
concern
your
in
plan,
boarding
Kind.
it, though?
Absolutely, there's a concern in boarding it.
Is
No,
there
nothing's
any...
ever safe, Captain.
No, I understand, but is there any latent effects from the reaction that would have gone through?
It's possible that the gas might still be lingering.
Well,
80 years
Captain,
later?
I may be needed here on the command deck to pilot the ship, but I am probably the only being that could safely be transported over without being affected.
True.
Or I could rig the suits if I had a sample, but then again, that would take too much time to filter out any of the possibility of the gases getting through
It's not a
a
gas.
suit.
It's not a gas.
It's
Oh.
like a radiation.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
like a
Microwaves, man.
break in space time. Is
Oh,
that more...
right. Yes, sorry. Yeah. I was thinking of the nerve gas.
But I'm assuming, maybe not solidly, but I'm assuming that Pro 2 would probably not be as affected. At least it's not as effective in any way as a biological person.
I do not have a nervous system, so you are correct.
We never know what effect that, disruptions in the space-time continuum would have on your circuitry.
Very true. Would I be able to? Could I roll something to know?
No.
Because I actually have a. Okay. That's cool.
I guess we better hope that nobody left the shields up before they turn the lights off. Otherwise, there is no reason to even consider going over.
Oh, we would have to take the shields down.
Yeah, we will do heavy scanning of the ship.
I
before
don't know if we
attempt to
can
do anything.
scan if the shields are up, though, and get an accurate...
Well,
If we need to kill the shields, we could take care of that. That's not the problem.
says
the problem is-
naval officer.
The problem is giving away our present. I think that would be the more concerning factor of taking down the
Yeah,
shield.
Yeah, our weapons fire would be detectable for significant distance.
on the notion of what Kine just said, instead of boarding the ship, we could also, if we're precise enough, we could remove the nacelles if the engines are still running instead of turning them off, and bring back essentially a winged ship.
Yes, Jim.
The nacelles are not the engine.
Thank you, Jim.
It's the go power, but it's the warp core inside.
The the Enterprise has the two big, the nacelles are on the side, but the engine's actually in the middle. It sends the power out to the nacelles, and the nacelles, I think, create the warp field. But it's not the engine. Yeah.
This is where we need like a
We
whiteboard.
could just cut the
could
ship in half, though.
Yeah, just cut the little neck, so we just take the disc.
They never did say we had to return the ship packed.
I think they wanted all of it.
It would be easier to tow half the ship.
It'd be half the problem.
You blow up the other
But we
half.
still leave half of it behind.
Yeah, and the technology that's, involved. We would have to destroy the other half rather than leaving it.
I have
That's slowly
one
but surely
consider
becoming your trademark move.
leaving pieces behind.
No, blowing them up as you go.
Pro 2 like Dingo Boom.
Thank you for that contribution, Protum.
I feel like the
didn't
one
actually say that.
consideration we have to make here is if anyone is left alive on the ship. Should be our primary concern. And
After
then
80 years and space psychosis, I'm gonna say probably hard no.
I
But
do believe you're right, but on the very slim chance.
however, actually, what do we know about this phenomenon? Does it disrupt space-time such that 80 years may not have passed for these people?
I feel like that's
Insight,
information we'd have
science.
to.
Difficulty 2.
Okay. All right.
Complication
feel like
range
the-
1, task roll 2.
I'll wait till he rolls to ask my question.
Insight, science. Oh boy. Can I get an assist from Pro 2?
You can, but I'm not saying my stats are
How are
great
you going
in
to
those
assist,
fields.
Pro 2?
What exactly are you doing again?
So, we're querying whether this phenomenon has an effect on the passage of time for those affected.
Like if they're insulating in a bubble.
What's the stats to roll?
Insight and science.
But that doesn't
Well,
necessarily
you'd
mean
have
the
to.
assist will be
Yeah.
the same.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, the assist might not be.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of how I would assist in that situation.
You'd have to
Can I
tell
just hit the
him how you'll
technobabble button?
assist. That's-
Hold on, let's see what I get. Well, considering the redirection of the ionic displacement in the area, I'm a robot. I'm just spouting garbage.
I feel like our robot is half broken.
It is, yeah.
Anderson got the roll
What was-
anyway.
I got it anyway.
Yeah, it's fine. I couldn't think of a good way to assist because you weren't doing anything with the computer. You were just kind of thinking, and I can't really help you think.
Well, no, I was asking. Like, I wouldn't have known. I was asking.
Right.
Here's a hint. I'll check the ship's database.
There you go.
So
Okay.
you will basically know the way that this is done, time will have flowed for a normal amount from our perspective and on their ship.
Now, for my
So-
question, sorry.
So 80 years really has passed for these people. It's unlikely that. Well, I suppose some of them might still be alive, but they would be extremely old.
What if some of them were in
Extremely
cryo?
angry.
What were you asking there, kind?
Stasis.
What if they were in stasis?
Kind would the effect on the neurological system work on someone that was in cryo?
I'm going to
In
point
terms
out
of-
before you chase your tails on this one, there's no standard cryogenic facilities on a starship, especially one that old.
Good to know.
Cryogenics is way obsolete by this point.
But I'd like
Is
chasing
the effect on the ship that we're worried about, is it because of the location it's in?
Pardon?
Or is it?
No, it's because of what they were doing.
Okay.
As he was, remember he was talking about the Tholian incident where they're using tricobalt
Mhm.
devices, and the Sentinel was testing tricobalt
Gotcha.
weapons.
I'm just trying to think of it, because if it was location based, like even if it was just because it happened in that location, so that's where they're stuck at. I was wondering if we towed the ship far enough away, then we could safely go onto it.
Assuming
Anderson,
his shields are down.
To answer your question earlier, I think about 7 hours.
Thank you very much. Oh my.
I think we should just show up and figure out what we're doing from there.
All right. Time passes.
This is the point where Shiv's like, I regret letting them go on for so long.
I love
As
the RP.
Matt Mercer would say, for the sake of brevity, moving on.
Oh, that's funny. Our Vulcan captain really wants us to shut up.
Well, I only had one other thing to say, and that was like, in the end, priority is keeping the ship and our crew alive.
Captain, the stars are really messed up.
Oh, that's
My
why
art,
it's not
man.
me tripping. Oh, okay. Oh, phew, good.
Oh,
Just trying to make it
So
more
is this-
visually appealing for you all.
someone threw glitter on a blanket.
Pendragon gracefully exits warp in the vicinity of the signal location. Upon immediate exit from warp, the Sentinel is on the ship's scanners.
Should I begin scanning, Captain?
Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Did I roll? No.
Mm-mm.
Okay, no, I just want to get a close look. Please do.
Insight, Science, difficulty 2. The ship can assist with sensors and science.
Would you do that, Anderson?
Oops.
You seem to be a good ship assist.
Okay.
Actually, would anybody that is better at insight and science like to do the scanning?
I'm 12 and 3.
You might want to do it then.
Hey,
This is what
kind.
happens when we
You-
don't have Desmarius here.
You don't. Hey, kind. You don't have any patience right now. Do you want to do the scan for us? You're very insightful.
I guess I will.
Sorry. As an aside, GM. What were the systems for the computer?
Insight, Science, task roll 1, complication range 1.
Insight and science for the ship.
Oh, sorry, sensors and science for the ship. Task roll 1, complication range 1.
Sensors.
That's two for me.
Yep. Task
Okay.
roll 2 for you, complication range 1.
What would sensors be under?
It's
It's the ship, not the character.
Oh,
You gotta click on the
Yeah,
ship.
it's on the ship's
there's
command.
another sheet you gotta pull up.
well, I think he
And-
pulled it out anyway, so
There we go.
there you
Boom.
go. Nice job.
You can actually
Scans.
see right from here that there is actually charring on the hull.
Oh, yeah.
Scans show a Constitution-class ship circa 2290s. It is heavily damaged. About 60% of the saucer section is damaged and gone, with no breathable atmosphere left in the saucer. The secondary hull shows extensive damage but still has breathable atmosphere on board. All systems are offline, including the warp drive. Battery backups are operational but only at 23%. They can just barely provide the atmosphere located in the secondary hull. There is extensive internal structural damage throughout the ship. Scanners are also picking up faint traces of tachyon particles that seem to be closing in on the Pendragon's position.
Oh no.
Shields up.
And at this point, a Klingon bird of prey decloaks off the starboard bow.
Ooh, I like this background.
Did
It's
you
pretty.
say there was atmosphere in the ship still?
In
The secondary
back
hull
part.
has a breathable atmosphere. The saucer section does not.
Yeah.
Oh,
So the engine section, the engineering
Star
would
drive
have
section.
But
So,
that's not your
the-
I
immediate
said-
problem.
Yeah.
no doubt. I said shields up already, but red alert.
That's a button I need to make.
Oh yeah.
so
So-
is it visually exactly where it is? It's in between us and the other ship then? Oh,
Was
This is
the
a direct visual
tachyon part?
representation of what exactly it is that's going on. This is a battle map.
So just so I'm.
And
so
because you
just so
said
I'm
red
not
alert,
confused.
I get to do this. Woo.
Oh, is it the overlay?
Yeah.
Just to make sure I'm not confused, the tachyon particles, that was just from the bird of prey, right?
Mhm.
Like warping in or whatever. Gotcha.
I immediately knew when he said that was what was going on.
I did too.
Yeah, I'm new to this whole thing, so I'm just.
That's
I'm
why I
making
was
sure.
like, oh no.
So, you may go first.
Captain
I've got
Talor.
a much better grip on starship combat now, so let's do this.
Excellent. Captain
Oh, bless
Talor.
you.
Starfleet Command told us to shoot first. Shall we shoot first?
I do believe. Okay, so they know we're here. I assume this is not a
Well,
surprise attack.
They were the one who were waiting in ambush for us.
I'm trying to get advantage.
They wouldn't decloak if they didn't know we were here.
Yeah, they probably
Yeah.
just decloak to arm their shields and weapons. Or shields, basically. Their weapons. to be
Can we
armed.
tell if there's any other tachyon particles around? Or is it
Really?
just
That's
coming
going to
from
be
the
your
one ship?
first action?
No, I didn't.
Scan
I was
front
asking.
ships.
That would be an
That
action.
is an action.
Oh, okay.
Shoot first, ask questions later, Captain.
I didn't know I had the first turn. You just
Oh, yeah.
said we
First
go
turn is two.
first.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay.
I mean, as the captain, I will let you nominate who of your crew you would like to take the first turn.
Oh, if I don't want to go first, or who goes after me?
Who goes
'Cause
first
we're still-
on your ship?
Okay. Right, because we were still learning this whole entire combat last time, and I know you said it was tweaked a bit. So
What it does is a round is after everyone on your crew has finished.
Mm-hmm.
So what's going to happen is someone on your crew does something, takes an action, then the enemy ship takes an action. Then it goes back to you, someone else on your crew does an action. goes
Oh,
back to the
so
enemy,
it's back
so on
and
so on.
forth. It's not 1, 2, 3, 4 enemy ship and then
Correct.
us again. Oh, okay.
Oh, so that means the bird of prey gets to go more than once per round, right?
Yeah, but so do you.
Well,
no,
it's
no, no.
alternating.
Once a round is once all of you have taken one turn.
Okay. Sorry, I was reading the navigation reference sheet, so I only half heard what you were saying.
So, if I'm understanding you right, it means that one of us goes, then the Klingon goes, and then one of us goes, and so on and so on. Okay. And so I get the first turn then? Or I can...
I'm let because you're, as player captain, I will let you nominate who on your crew goes first and then goes second. You're basically nominating the players' turns. I think that seems appropriate.
Okay. And then I can just insert my turn whenever, or I can just pick from here and go from there.
It's entirely up to you where you would like your turn.
Okay. But so I can nominate, so we don't have to roll for anything. I can just be like, I want so, and then me, or
but that will be the
put
turn
myself in
order from there on.
Yeah.
So if you
okay.
say, Nitro, I want you to go first, then Nitro will always be first. Whoever you nominate to go second will always be second until
Okay.
combat is over.
And so I set the order right now, and then we go from there.
Yep.
Okay. Anderson, Pro 2, kind, then me.
Okay. Commander Anderson, what would you like to do? You have a number of options that are available just for the commanding officer. If you look under handouts, you will see a digital version of this sheet, which lists your specific actions. There are also general actions that you can take. I would like to say no one's on tactical.
Was that a gentle push?
Yeah. You want to fire
What
weapons?
So we want the ship combat reference, right? That's the one that you're talking about?
That's this one. But there's also
Yeah.
individual ones for each position.
Yeah, like I have the
Spared no expense.
con reference up myself.
Yeah, I'm
Bless you.
gonna. So, if I say that my character, sorry, I apologize for going aside. But if I
It's
say my
fine.
character goes and jumps on the tactical station, is that my entire turn?
Nope, that's a minor action.
Okay. How many actions and minor actions do I have each round?
I
One on one?
believe you can take 2 minor actions and then
One action.
one, major action.
Yeah.
Major action.
No, his name is Commander Anderson.
I was going to make that joke.
Sorry, just a moment. I apologize for taking so long here.
It's alright.
I like the
Thank you,
sheets you uploaded though, because I at least can see the tasks and the minor actions. Sweet.
Mm-hmm.
You've also got
Thanks,
Alright.
ship, for all the work.
conflict momentum spends.
So,
sorts. And you wait till you see what happens when you hit buttons on the ship. I'm so excited.
so
Mhm.
Commander
Oh, boy.
Commander Anderson jumps up out of his seat and runs over to the tactical station, and trying to get a jump on the Klingons, immediately fires weapons on the Klingon ship.
Which weapons?
Just a moment.
Oh my god, the ship has so many buttons now.
I know.
That's like twice as many from the last time I saw.
A full phaser spread to
Okay.
try and bring down the shields.
Hit them phasers. So all you need to do is just hit the phasers on the quick action when you have the ship selected. No. Highlight
Oh,
ship.
my bad.
Click the ship.
Ah,
click
yeah.
ship.
I'm sorry.
No,
Yeah,
that's fine.
yeah.
You did it completely correctly. Problem is, I went a bit far with these macros.
So I selected the
It
ship.
should
The
just
button
be
is the-
fire phasers at the top.
Oh, there it is. Oh, wow, that's amazing.
Oh, I
Right?
got it out. Oh, whoa, holy.
It's a week's worth of work I did.
Thank you so much. How much power do we have to use?
I think I gave you a boost. You've got 15.
So
Yeah,
is
I should
that
open up the
on the okay? So current power is 16 with the ship.
Oh, there you go, 16. Yeah. You don't have to
How
add
does
any
the
extra
ships-
power.
Well, I assume it shouldn't be 0.
It will automatically. Thank you, Noscavian. Because firing your phasers takes 1 power automatically. It automatically takes 1.
Okay.
But you can.
How does
you have
power
the option
regenerate?
of pumping power in to increase. I believe you can do. I think you get. That's a very good fucking question. I think you have to do an action to regenerate power.
Okay.
Hmm,
I'm gonna fire
sounds like
because I want to hit pretty hard, so I'm gonna fire with 4 power here. And submit. And number of dice. How many dice?
How many power did you pump in?
4.
Then do the same again. 4.
4. Okay.
that's a lot of power.
Which sound effect worked for me? Let's do that again.
Yeah, I think it might only work on the end of the person that pressed it.
I didn't hear anything.
Oh, okay.
Whoa.
Oh, there we go. Now it works. Oh wow, that was impressive.
Shit.
There it goes. You might want to add in 4 power because I took 4 power off, so you should be at 10 power on the ship character sheet.
I got the character sheet up. I can do it if you want.
Okay. I still need.
I lied. It won't let me click on power. Oh, never mind. There it is. So we're at 12.
All right. Do a control and security task for me, please, Commander Anderson.
Control and security. Okay.
Yep. Task roll 2. Complication range is 1. Okay. So you fire the phasers, and unfortunately, they slightly miss the bird of prey as it decloaks off your starboard bow.
I do believe that was not your best shot, Anderson.
I'll do better next time, Captain.
Klingon bird of prey is going to close in. And I believe that is... Yep, that's free. And that would be your turn again.
I assume we're going full on hit this thing before it can hit us, or at least kill it. So I'm going to go into an attack pattern. I'll roll my character stuff first.
Yep. Attack pattern
which
is daring and con.
cost.
Difficulty 2.
Daring and con, yeah. Difficulty, okay. Would my large spaceship or spacecraft piloting focus apply?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then, is there a macro for it?
Yes. It's called attack
Okay,
pattern.
let me
Woo!
Oh, it's right there at the top, though.
Ooh, that was interesting. I like that.
Okay. I haven't added the power in for that. That's a bugger. So.
No, it worked.
Really?
We were at 12. We went down to 11, yeah.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Noscavian. I fucking love you.
Thanks to Scabian.
Lovely. And that's going to take you to the bird of prey, who is going to fire disruptor cannons on you. I'm going to burn 2 threat, just to make it a bit more interesting.
We put the shields up, right?
Yes.
That was the first thing I
Okay.
So that is a success. And it does 13 shield damage to the Pendragon.
Oh,
Crap.
We're at 6, 10, 13. 13? I think that's good.
And that would be
big hit.
Lieutenant Kind's turn now, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
I will run over to the sensors and internal systems.
I mean, you don't have to run over to a console. You can actually transfer console commands to your current console.
Oh, okay.
There's probably a
I
button for
like
that.
your. That's an amazing sound effect. I like it.
Thank you. And I will regenerate shields.
Ooh.
Be control.
Control. Engineering difficulty 1, first of all, please. And if you could do regenerate shields on the ship itself, please, Lieutenant Kind.
How many points does he get to regenerate?
If you don't add any momentum, 2.
Can we use 1 momentum?
Yes.
For what?
The
Regenerating
adding
shield.
Generate shields.
rating shields because
In
we've
fact,
got.
if you hit the regenerate shields button,
Oh, sorry.
Bottom row.
Nope, it's at the top. Oh, that sounds so good.
I had a feeling the
And-
car would love the new sound effects the most.
Yep.
amount of time I spent on those.
So it's 4 shields we get back then?
If you're spending the momentum for just 1 momentum, yeah.
Mhm.
Got it.
So please have 4 shields.
Got it. I already did.
Perfect.
All right. The Klingon ship. He's really pissed off. He is going to fire the disruptor cannons because this is in the same round. The difficulty has increased, so he needs 3 successes, which he's probably not going to get. He doesn't. He fires the disruptor's cannons, and despite the sound effect saying there was damage done, he misses your ship entirely. Probably thanks to Pro2's amazing attack pattern that he engaged.
Absolutely.
And Captain Talor, that's your turn.
So a task is considered a major action then,
Mhm.
right?
Correct.
Okay.
And remember, as the captain, you can command, which essentially gives somebody else a second turn to do whatever you tell them to do.
Yeah, that's
and then
direct. Yeah.
Yeah, and then just a general one for everybody is the ready your action, which means you can not do anything and then whatever you want, spring whatever you want to do.
But at this point, I would also
So-
like to remind you that Pro2 did engage attack pattern, which decreases
Yes.
your attack difficulty by 1. So you could attack
Until
with
my
phases
next
at
turn.
the same difficulty that you did earlier, if you wished.
Can I do a minor and a major action? I couldn't remember what you said,
Yes.
right?
You could do 2 minor actions and then a major action.
Well, this is
Okay.
this is the start of a new round, so the
No,
difficulty
this is
will
the
be
end
1.
of the first round.
Yeah, this
She's
is
the
the
last
end of the first round.
She's the last one.
Okay,
Yep.
I forgot that she.
Yeah, when it resets, it'll be back.
So
I
restore.
apologize to you all for the clunkiness, but this is already smoother than the last time we did it.
Oh, we're
Oh, this
still
is
learning.
awesome. I'm happy.
Character clears some minor problem or fault with the system. Would that count for the shields as well, or is that not considered a fault or a problem?
No, you need to regenerate those shields.
Okay. Okay.
You wait until you see what I did for ramming speed. That's such a good one.
Oh boy.
Someone
I
hit
don't
ramming
remember
speed
yet.
anyway, just to show it off, because I'm really proud of it.
I'll let Nakara do it.
It doesn't.
Perhaps today is a good day to die. Prepare for ramming speed!
Oh Lord.
Oh, I love it.
Okay.
honestly, There's a little part of me that just wanted to ram that warbird just so I could click the button. Or the bird of prey, I mean.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know
So-
if you're going to get that level of logic out of a Vulcan captain and an android helmsman.
I think I'm gonna fire.
Okay. So,
Which
you will
weapons?
be taking or transferring tactical control to your current console, which is your minor
Mhm.
action. You will then be doing a control security task. Difficulty is 2, because you reduce the difficulty by 1 by doing an attack pattern. And, are you using phasers or torpedoes?
Torpedoes.
Are you sure?
Ooh.
You saying "Are you sure?" makes me very, very nervous.
It will be
They won't
difficulty
be
2, because you reduce the difficulty by 1. They don't require
Okay.
power, but it will increase my threat.
Mm.
But what's the advantage to us
It make
between
big
the
boom.
two?
It'd make bigger boom, but you have also got shields up on the bird of prey
Yeah.
still.
Oh,
So they're not
yeah.
as effective.
Phasers tend to do better against shields.
Okay, well then I'll use phasers.
Alright.
Okay,
First of all,
and
control
it's
security
still
for me.
control security,
Yep, control
and
security
that's
for me, please.
complication range is 1.
Task
Okay.
roll 2.
Oh hi.
Difficulty 2.
Lovely.
Nice.
And if you could do attack phases on the ship, please.
Right.
Attack phases? Fire phases.
Fire phasers.
Fire phasers. Yeah. It's near the middle on the top row.
What is the input value that comes up? Just hit submit.
Nope.
That's
That's
if
what
you
I was
want
talking
to
about before.
spend extra power that your ship has to increase the potential damage on the phasers.
We currently have 9 power out of 16.
So I could just say 0, or
Yep.
I have to pick a
Yeah.
value.
Nope, if you leave it at 0, it will do the default and reduce the power by 1 because Noscavian is amazing.
Okay. Number of dice. What is that?
That's also
Same as your-
that should be the same value as the previous one.
2, right?
No, 1.
Well,
or no, 0.
no.
It should be the same
It'd
value
be
as
whatever-
the previous pop-up.
Why are
Whatever
they
you
like?
just put in.
Okay, I guess I wasn't paying attention when these were popping up
One
before. I
is
thought it was-
asking you how much extra power you want to add in. The other one
Okay.
is asking you how much extra momentum you want to spend on it because it costs momentum.
Okay, which is 0, 0, and just so hit submit.
Correct. Yep.
Okay.
Well, it takes a while for those numbers to pop up.
And so that's 9 damage. Directly to the shields. Why it didn't play the bloody sound effect. Hit the... Oh no, I can't because it's going to fuck up your power, so I won't. Oh,
R did go down. Did we say what we had to do to increase power again? Did we figure that
it's a
out?
task.
What sheet would that be on? I'm piloting the ship. I'm not going to be able to do anything like that.
You can change. You can always shift over a console command to you, and it's on communications and internal systems reference.
I just feel like doing something to either evade or increase attack is more important of a job for me to do.
Let me look that up because that seems a bit wrong.
Now I just have the background music from that ramming speed audio clip playing in my head.
Oh, we may have. Well, I don't know. On the tactical reference, it says when you fire weapons, this is a control security task assisted by the weapon security of the ship.
That's what the macro does.
Yeah,
Oh, that's the macro does. I see what you. I see. Okay, that makes more sense.
if the fire weapon won, that's what the ship rolled. So we got a momentum because Stormy already rolled the 2 she needed, and then the ship rolled an extra 1.
Okay.
So, it's a ship. The Klingon slash go.
Don't forget to decrease the shields on the Klingon ship.
I already did.
Oh, really?
It's still
So
showing
it says
12 out of
9.
12. Or whatever.
The
I
bluish
think
shield.
green one's shield.
Weird. I have reduced
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Weird.
The Klingon ship is going to attempt to jam your signals. Because why not?
Does that make like targeting more difficult?
You failed anyway.
It is now start of round 2.
It's my turn.
Is it Commander Anderson first? Commander Anderson first, then.
Mm-hmm.
Let me double check what's going on with this power. Because I'm sure you should be getting power after.
Because it's the start of a new round, firing any form of weapons is difficulty 1.
No.
Yeah, because it's reduced to difficulty 1 until my next turn.
Oh, is it? I thought it was just for that one turn.
No, difficulty 1 until the flight controller's next turn.
Awesome. So that means I really should fire the damn weapons. So, I can't, since we can't see the shield value of the bird of prey right now, what is it?
3.
It's at 0. Oh, 3.
It's at 3?
Oh, sorry. I thought the blue was the shield.
No.
I think the blue is the hull.
So, if I hit them with torpedoes at this point, will it completely lower the shields and do damage to the hull?
Yes. I mean, potentially.
Okay. Potentially, of course, yes. All right, we're gonna.
Anderson's gonna pull out some rockstar move.
Captain, firing quantum torpedoes.
Big bada boom.
That is control and security, I'm assuming.
I believe so. Yep. Control security. Difficulty is 2.
Difficulty is 1.
No,
It still
difficulty
failed.
is 2.
Oh, but the
Reduced by
ship
1,
does
because it's 3.
Okay.
No, because it's a new round.
Yeah, but difficulty is 3 for torpedoes, not 2.
Sorry.
So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but I want you to press the button anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, well, press the button. I don't know if the ship can crit. Can it?
The macro button. The
Oh,
macro
whoops.
button.
That's the wrong button. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
It's alright, I love you.
Oh. Can the ship crit?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah, of course it can, yeah.
Wasting torpedoes over here.
Captain, do you
The
want me
Klingons
to continue? Sorry. Oh, it's
Klingons?
a
are going to perform an evasive action because they've just seen this massive torpedo go past them and they're like, fuck me. In Klingon.
I would like to hear you say that in Klingon.
Oh, bugger.
That's not a success, or
No, it's
These
a
new-
success.
That
these
is a
new
success.
windows? I don't know how to read it.
That
The
is
crew
success.
roll is the 2 successes.
Oh, okay. I was looking at the evasive action one.
Crew roll is what the person rolls that did it, and then the extra crew dice is what the ship rolled.
No, the extra crew dice, purchasable dice I can add to the pool
okay.
using threat.
Um,
I only need
Don't
one
listen to me.
success. I got 2.
could
Evasive
he?
action 0, that's the ship's roll itself.
Oh,
So this increases
Gotcha.
difficulty to hit the ship by 1.
Increases difficulty to hit the ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which means if I do another attack pattern, I'll cancel it out, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And now it's your go, Metro. Pro 2, sorry.
Well, considering it just evaded, I'm probably gonna get a bit more aggressive with it, and I'm gonna do attack pattern again.
Alright. Daring and Con, difficulty 2. Damn. And if you could do the ship's roll, please.
Attack pattern.
And you've hit your maximum momentum. The Klingon
R2 is
ship.
good at his job.
The Klingon ship is just going to fire the disruptor cannons at you.
Damn it.
And you will take 8 shield damage.
Oh.
Gotcha.
I think our shields are down.
No,
Nope.
not all the way.
I think
we have
we're
one
at one
shield
point.
5. Yeah, we have 1 shield left.
Captain, shields are at 5%.
Is it Lieutenant Kine's turn now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will regenerate the shields again
Could probably spend some momentum on that too.
if
Sounds
it's
like a
successful.
solid plan.
Yeah, if it's
Okay.
successful, I will.
Control and Engineering, difficulty 1, please. Excellent. And if you want to do the ship roll, please.
There we go.
So you get 2 shields. Would you like to spend any momentum?
We're at full momentum, right?
We're at
Mhm.
6, yeah.
Is everyone okay if we spend 4?
Yeah.
Sure.
I know
We
it's a
need
lot,
shields.
but we need shields, so
So that's 8 shields you may regenerate. Plus 2, so 10, 10 shields in total you may regenerate.
Boop.
And the Klingon bird
Gives
of
us-
prey is going to scan you for weaknesses.
Oh.
when he's scanning, if I hold up my middle finger, does that show up on his scans?
Yes.
That's not very Starfleet of you, kind.
I mean, our gestures
Shiver.
displayed during scans.
Shiver, how would a Klingon respond to seeing something like that? I just wanted to hear Shiv speak Klingon again.
It was great. It was worth it.
Little man have fingers so small.
That is a success. And that takes
Oh,
us
no.
to Captain Talor.
I'm gonna fire.
Okay.
Oh.
Is this
I
your
need
second
my
time
keyboard.
firing?
Yeah, yes.
Okay. So difficulty will
So
increase
the
by 1.
So it'll
Yeah.
be complication range of 2.
Nope, complication
No,
range will
1.
still be 1. Difficulty and complication range are separate.
Okay.
So, first of all, what are you firing?
I am gonna fire. Well, you said that they still have shields, right?
Just barely.
Okay. I'll fire the
Did-
phasers again.
Alright. Control.
Difficulty 3.
Security. Difficulty 3.
Control security. And that's a task roll of 3 then? Like, I always get them
No.
mixed up.
Task roll will be 2. Complication range is
Okay.
1. With the ship assist, it's not going to help.
Nope. Should still press the button, though.
I cannot.
Yeah, because you technically do fire the phaser, so you should hear the phasers fire.
Was that
Yeah,
a
it will
minor?
take
Or
the power
that was
off
a
as well.
That's a
was
major
that a
action.
minor or
Oh, yeah.
major? Okay.
That was a major action. So you want to press the fire phasers button anyway because it will reduce the power.
Yeah, and we get the sound effect.
Hopefully.
Oh.
There's your production value. Oh, and that would have been a wonderful roll.
Yep.
Hmm.
Damn it. Alright, so it's the Bird of Prey's turn?
Yep.
Yeah.
So the bird of prey, because it also used scan for weakness, has piercing 2 quality, and it's going to try and fire its
Oof.
disruptor cannons at you. I'm going to pump in 2 extra threat dice. Just barely a success.
No,
So that will
piercing
be-
damage.
8 damage.
What does the
And
piercing
effective
damage
one,
do, though?
2.
Is that 8
s-
shields, right?
Hang on.
Or 8 damage?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till.
So that's 8 damage base with 4 effects, which takes it up to 12 damage.
So is that just
On the
off the
shields?
shields then?
That's just off the shields.
Okay.
Well,
So
our
they're
shields
down.
are negative now.
Where's the hull represented?
We'll get to that.
You said 12 damage, right?
Yep.
We only had 11 shields.
Okay, so your shields are dead.
Right, that's 1 extra damage. I wasn't sure where that goes.
I believe that's just going to be wiping out your shields.
Gotcha.
Commander Anderson. Round 3, and your turn.
Given my current station, I think the best thing to do is just respond to that by returning fire.
Control. And security. Difficulty 2, please. Complication range is 1, task roll is 2.
Nice.
And if you want to roll for the ship, please.
I was fighting.
Fire those phasers.
Torpedoes!
Oh, was it torpedoes you were firing? My mistake.
Yes. Sorry.
That's fine.
I don't think I actually stated before.
That's fine, that's fine.
You still would have succeeded. We just didn't get the momentum from it.
No, you still get the moment. Oh, yeah, you're right. Thank you. But I get a threat instead. And you have caused... Jesus Christ.
Big bada boom.
3 breaches to the Klingon ship's sensors.
Excellent.
Nice getting for weaknesses now, punk.
The Klingons are going to hopefully attempt to cloak.
Oh,
So what is the state of the health of that ship right now?
Bad.
oh wow.
The ship is
I think
cloaked.
they're tucking their tails.
But if they run, they may go for reinforcements.
That means we grab that ship and go.
Yup.
And they're buggering off out of the sector.
Yeah.
Leaving you back with just a sentinel. And your
Is there anything
decisions
we
ahead
need
of you.
Is there anything we need to do at this point?
Your power is
to-
restored, your shields are restored,
Oh, excellent.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
and we're going to
No.
take a break.
Okay. Thank you.
Sweet.
So we'll be right back.
Well, it was
Anyway.
sure a tough one to bring in.
Welcome
Or
back,
out.
everyone. I'm going to leave that out of context. The Klingons have exited the sector, and there are no tachyon particles showing up on scanners. You do, however, still have the Sentinel, or at least what's left of it, drifting in front of you.
Pro 2, are the Sentinel shields up?
That's probably going to need a scan. Or wait, no, we got information from it earlier.
You already scanned it. Just to remind you, the ship is heavily damaged, with 60% of the saucer section completely missing. No breathable atmosphere in the saucer section. The star drive section has extensive damage, but still has a breathable atmosphere on board. All systems are offline, including the warp drive. Battery backups are operational, but only at 23% efficiency. They can just barely provide the atmosphere located in the secondary hull. There is extensive internal structural damage throughout the ship.
Cap. Go ahead.
Go. Nope, go.
Captain, do you want me to scan for any signs of life?
I think we would have picked them up on the first scan. Plus, there's only minimal atmosphere in one section, the drive section.
There is a breathable atmosphere in the drive section.
Barely.
Yeah.
And the warp core is offline, so we essentially
can tow.
could. Yeah, we can.
Well,
tow.
we could tow. We just can't tow at warp.
Yeah, we can.
The engines are
Check 'cause the
offline.
engines are off.
I
So
think
we
it
could
would be
just
fair to point out
hook-
that it would be very unwise and probably against Starfleet protocol to begin to tow a ship when you don't know what the fuck happened on board.
True.
We could just let the people at the starbase figure that out. It's not our job. Our job was to get the ship.
I also
You
would
don't know
like
what's
to
going to happen if you try and
counter-argue.
tractor beam it.
I also like to counter-argue that we're also in a race against time because those Klingons will be back with Buddy soon.
Maybe.
True.
May I propose we do a scan for life and then beam aboard?
I'm very hesitant to beam aboard without knowing more.
That's why he wants to do a scan.
We already did one scan though, and
Would we be able to scan for any more of this space madness radiation?
I guess the question is, are we able to scan for something specific if we actually tell you?
If you tell me what it
Yeah.
is you're after, probably, yeah.
Oh, I'm scanning for a cosmic anomaly in terms there's a space distortion. Is that
Yeah,
what we're
whatever we think. The thing that we're worried about that killed the crew or made the crew kill each other would be, can we scan to see if that's still affecting the ship?
Well, you do that for free. As far as you can
Oh.
tell,
Free.
your sensor readings come back as normal.
Okay. I think we should. I think as a precaution, we should. Pro 2, would you be willing to beam aboard initially alone to ensure that it is safe for humans?
I believe so. Yes, Commander.
Oh, I
judging-
don't like that smile.
I know.
I
That's
don't
why I
like
was
that
looking at his
smile.
face. I'm like, oh
I'm
no.
loving the fact of, we aren't sure if it's safe for us to live on there. Throw the fucking android on there. And then you wonder why in a few years' time there's a massive android uprising. Who knows?
I also don't like the fact
Hey,
we're sending him
Data
alone.
did that. Data did that several times.
He
Yeah,
volunteered.
and plus I looked at.
They weren't like,
He already
Well-
Pro 2
we don't know
volunteered
how
before.
dangerous this is.
Pro 2 volunteered before. Earlier
Yeah,
in
I
the
looked at
mission.
I looked at my values, and one of my yeah, I would have volunteered.
Alright.
Anyway, Pro 2, we're sending you over into the Star Drive section to investigate and make sure that it's safe for me and actually, who else would go over there? I would probably go over there. I guess the medical screw it. Let's all go over there.
I mean,
Leave
isn't that
the ship
captain's
unmanned.
decision?
No.
I volunteer to go with the android, sir.
I
Captain.
do at the very least like to have all the humanoids suited up as a precaution.
And
You
Captain,
know how much I
whoever is-
despise spacesuits, Captain.
Do you know how much I despise unknown situations, Commander?
Commander, if it
Roger that.
puts you at ease, I could also request immediate beam back upon any noticeable changes in behavior with anyone that's sent over with me.
I require an open channel, and you guys will be locked at all time for return.
I've got my suit on already. See.
So who is beaming over?
Me and the doc.
And well, again,
Nope.
should we initially send over just Pro 2, and then if things are safe, then send over myself and Kind? What do you think, Captain?
I really kind of dislike the idea of him going alone. That just feels bad to me.
Okay,
I'll go
we
with-
will all go over
Nope.
together.
I feel at the very least the doctor should go with.
Yeah, but the doctor's not gonna be able to help an android.
I beg your pardon.
Why
what
do you
way
beg
would
my
I-
pardon?
In what way would I not be able
Doctors-
to assist?
Yeah, with the doctor's advanced knowledge of the situation, as he demonstrated earlier, I believe that he would know how to detect if there's still a problem for any form of life.
Very well. Does that sound reasonable to you, Captain?
Yes, and you may join them when they kind of get a handle on what the situation is.
Roger that. So which one
So
of you is
let's-
going to click the transporter button?
Oh, that was my question.
I think Pro 2's been super excited to actually.
Oh, I'll have to go reactivate it. I didn't think I was going to have to press it. We beaming in?
Yes, ready.
The away team beam over to the ship. As they materialize in the ship's corridor, they can instantly see the damage throughout the ship. Exposed circuitry, missing panels, odd scorch marks from explosions mark various points on the walls.
Are there any open doors in the immediate area?
No.
Okay. Okay, it didn't play the sound effect on my end. Captain, there's no immediate sign of life or a lack thereof, should I say.
Is there a stable, breathable atmosphere?
We beamed into the engineering section, right, Shiv?
No. You've beamed into
Where do we?
you beamed into a corridor in the star drive section.
Yeah, well, that's what I meant. So yes, there is a breathable atmosphere. Yes, Captain, there is breathable atmosphere in this area. Doctor, would you like to scan for any form of cosmic anomalies? That's the word I was looking for.
Yes, I have rigged my tricorder to detect the same instance of what occurred 80 years ago.
There's another one I need. Insight, science, difficulty 3, please.
Whoa.
Can he assist?
Depends on how he was going to try and assist.
He could assist by using his tricorder to amplify the detection radius.
And because we had the knowledge of the event from 80 years ago, and like the doctor did, where he modified his tricorder, I have a focus in repair and tinkering.
Protein
Yeah,
could have
alright.
also input all of that historical information into his memory banks.
Mm-hmm. You said what? What am I rolling?
Insight, science. Complication range is 1. Task roll is 1.
Boop. Boop, boop, boop. Doesn't appear to be working properly.
Proto and Kind, could you please proceed to the engineering section to determine the status of the ship?
Are you
We
sure you
will,
want them both
but-
to go to the engineering section right now on their own?
On their own? They're together.
Well, it's just those two.
Commander, I'd like to just relay that we are unable to determine if the event from 80 years ago has had any lasting effects, or is still affecting the area.
Kind, how are you feeling?
Apart from the usual stuff I'm feeling, I say let's go for it.
No, physically, how are you feeling? You're the
Oh.
only biological organism over on that ship.
One sec. I feel fine. I'd say let's give her.
I see no elevated
Captain?
forms of aggression coming from the doctor.
Captain, permission to join the crew aboard the Sentinel.
Permission granted. I do not feel like they should continue alone.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Good.
Law. Would you like to go over yourself, or would you like to play a part of the support officer and be them and go over?
Oh, who are we gonna send this time?
No one ever got back to me when I said, we need to make some support officers for you, so...
I think I
Choices are a
got
bit
that
thin on the
message,
ground.
and then it was a crazy week. So,
You got Folon. And Folon.
full on, and full on.
Pretty full on.
I think we'll leave him and his wife-loving self on the ship this time.
Alright. Would you like to go over
I'll
yourself?
go myself.
Ooh,
Yeah.
exciting!
Captain, I must protest.
Well, it's a good
Captain
thing she
should
can't
remain
hear
with the
you when
ship.
you're on the ship and she's on the Pendragon.
We had an open comm line. How did she not hear
Bollocks,
me?
you're right.
You don't have to listen to me. That's my job as first officer, is to tell you that you're not supposed to do that.
Your objection is noted.
Captain, would it not be unwise to put all the eggs in one basket?
Who said the eggs are staying together?
I do not quite understand Kind's analogy, but I do believe he is correct when shouldn't we have somebody on the Pendragon ready to beam us back should it become necessary.
You guys make it sound like we're the only 4 people on the ship. It's a huge ship, guys.
But we are the most senior officers.
The only other person I've seen on the ship is Folon.
Folon is ready with the transporter button.
He's a denobulan of many talents.
We could always ask the
Anyway.
counselor if she wants to suddenly appear.
Ah,
All right,
okay.
Captain, hit that button.
Oh, that's on the bottom.
I like that.
Oh,
Smug
Shiv.
mode. If only I could figure out why the comm badge wasn't working all the time, but still.
Mm.
Captain, how shall we proceed?
Well, we know the immediate area is of safe and of no concern, but my other concern is how long were the Klingons here, and did they transport anyone over before
That's
they
definitely
left?
a concern. Kind, can you detect any Klingon life signs aboard?
It's a different one. Insight, science, difficulty 2. Please.
Directed at me.
Yes. God damn it. Fuck it, I'm going to give you that and I'm going to take a threat.
Okay.
Okay, so you do the scan. You do not find any Klingon life signs aboard. However, the scorch marks catch your attention, and you notice that they are phaser burns, and others are from kinetic explosions of unknown origins.
That's not good.
Bombs?
So this is these are not disruptor burns. These are from Federation phasers.
Well, according to the logs, the anomaly that affected the crew did say that they would turn on each other.
Have
Roger.
we detected any organic matter in the area?
It's law. Do insight, science, difficulty 3 for me, please.
No, jeez.
Ooh, difficulty 3.
I
I
was
don't like hearing that
for-
in VTM.
insight, science, and the difficulty. That's not the complication range. I have
Correct.
Nope.
this.
Complication range is 1, task roll is 2.
Okay.
Difficulty is how many successes you need.
Oh, okay. So that is.
You're-
I keep thinking that I have to do something with that. But
No. The
Insight,
result of your roll needs to be at least 3 to be a success.
Oh.
So you might want to ask for someone
No.
to assist you in some way.
Also, don't forget to check your focuses.
Who? Oh,
I can assist.
How
I
are
was
you going
gonna
to
say, that seems
assist?
I'm going to assist by combining our tricorders together in order to give a better, more comprehensive organic matter scan.
You will assist with control and science, task roll 1, complication range 1.
where's Des
And
when you
always-
need him?
Always check
Right?
your focuses,
So we got 1.
because you never know.
Oh.
I'm going to give you up in exchange for a threat.
Threats just going through the roof.
Wait,
I feel like he's hoarding this for later.
There are no life signs. The ship structure is intact
No.
but very, very fragile. A stray phaser shot could fracture the hull. The EPS grid is functional but offline. If the warp reactor can be brought online, main power could be restored. Battery operation will last at least 2 months before degradation, as they are still able to take charge from solar panels. The route to engineering, however, is not clear. The use of Jeffries tubes will be required, as several corridors are too full of heavy debris. And as soon as your scan from your tricorder does its thing, 2 figures wearing older style Starfleet uniforms from the 2290s fade into existence in front of you. One is holding a phaser and aiming it directly at another officer's back. You watch as you see the phaser discharge in the officer's back, and in a burst of pure energy, the officer disintegrates in front of you. His screams, though distorted, still reverberate through the old abandoned corridors, and the shooter is now no longer in sight.
Like they were not there, but they were there? Is that what you're saying?
Pro 2,
Yes, Commander.
hypothesis?
My best guess, and this is also on my limited Star Trek knowledge, is maybe a malfunction or degradation of the security holograms. Is that a thing?
Can we scan for
Okay, I
residual
didn't think so.
energy?
Absolutely. That's an insight and science difficulty too. The voice of reason there.
I will assist. I will assist by. Oh, it doesn't really matter at this point. There.
Well, I can get momentum.
Oh my god!
Oh, goodness.
The reading is fleeting, but it shows that there was a reading of some kind of energy operating on a frequency similar to that of Federation phasers, though the signal has already dispersed.
So there was a real phaser blast. But
Is it
how could we see?
is it possible that we were seeing a different timeline mesh with ours at that exact moment?
That was
Why-
my concern.
Yes.
Are we stuck in some kind of time loop on that one?
Why are our? But that absolutely that seems to be a logical conclusion. But
It's not
none of
time.
our scans. None. What?
It's not time.
Oh, okay. Well, I was
I'm
just
not
gonna
fucking
say.
around with time at this point in the game.
I was just gonna say that none of our scans showed any distortions in the time-space continuum at all.
It could be a form of quantum entanglement, phasing in and out of existence, maybe through different dimensional gates.
You could
I
try
think we need-
recalibrating the phased baryon reciprocating discriminator.
Well, we left that on the ship, so darn it
Hey.
all.
Well, I think we need to refocus the nonlinear subspace harmonic controller in a way that'll basically help us represent what we're actually seeing in front of our eyes.
I agree, Lieutenant Kine.
Captain, I think we need to get to engineering
That's
as soon as possible and get off this ship.
I'm just thinking. Because I feel like if it's not time, stuck in some kind of bubble.
Macarena.
It's
I
a
was
matter of
doing time
when.
actually.
Oh,
You just said it had nothing to do with time.
No, but Tavi said let's do the time warp again, and I love that song.
Oh, I see. Well, I've already stated my recommendation.
So I guess we have to decide what our first primary objective is here. Are we going to try and get the power back online? Are we here to collect more data first?
We actually
Sorry.
can't get the. We shouldn't turn. We'd have to activate the engines in order to turn the power back online, but we don't want the engines online because then we can't tow the ship.
And who says the residual energy isn't feeding whatever's making these people appear?
Well, the power grid is
Sh-
offline.
Shiv, you said that the structural rigidity of the ship was not good. I have stuff about like aeronautic and mechanical engineering. Would I know if the ship would even survive being towed?
Yeah, I think that's fair. You'd be able to hypothesize that you wouldn't be able to tow it without basically breaking it in two like a pencil.
Oh,
Yeah,
the
that's right.
structural integrity isn't good enough.
Yeah, Commander, I don't
However,
think towing the ship is.
you would also know that should you get main power back online, the structural integrity field might be enough to allow it to hold in peace as you tow it at a very slow speed.
Commander, if we were to get to engineering and turn the power back on, to the thing Shiv just said, we should be able to hold the ship well enough together in order to tow it back to a safe area.
I
We'd
don't
have
need
to
no
go very
techno babble,
slowly, but
Could we travel at warp?
I don't know. Or warp 1 or 2.
Okay, that's fast enough to get back to the starbase. We might have to entertain ourselves for a while, but
Oh, do I ever have the game for you? But that should be later.
thank you for that that contribution, Doctor. So how shall we proceed, Captain?
Carefully.
And
Together.
and
Forward.
all right.
I feel like our primary objective should be to assess the state of power, how much damage there is, and what it would take to get it back on. Do you have a second opinion?
I'm going to scan for a path from where we are currently to engineering.
I'll let you do that for free.
Okay.
You form a path. It does include basically going into the next corridor and jumping into a Jeffries tube that will exit in the engineering section.
Excellent.
There is no other path viable.
I do
Captain,
hope
there's
no
only
one
one-
is claustrophobic.
Captain, there's only one way to get to engineering. It's fairly nearby. I think we should proceed there immediately.
Lead the way.
All right. I half jog down the hallway and open up the Jeffries
yep.
tubes and climb inside.
That's some debris, all right.
Oh my.
I arted.
Is there an old burrito in there?
Might be a couple of smashed up trebles.
All
I
right,
got that reference.
I climb into the Jeffries tube
Yeah.
and head down into engineering.
Right. Everyone else going in the Jeffries tube?
I would, yes.
Okay. I want you to know that I call this next scene Wrecked Tube Interior. And it's, probably named after a couple
no.
of Karen Cougars.
Oh, and someone left their toolbox.
Oh, these might come in handy.
As I wander by the toolbox, I grab it and continue on.
You receive a message from the Pendragon, and it's Folon. Remember Folon? We've got a new signal on scanners. It's coming fast and on a direct intercept course for us. Actually, in that way, it reminds me of my third wife. Well, I say wife. It's not quite that clear if she was male or female.
Full on.
It's not that it really
Shields
Sorry,
up,
come on.
red alert, and
Aye, sir.
take evasive action.
Did I mention, by the way, that the sensors are reporting it's a number of Tholian ships on a direct course? At this range, we're unable to determine exactly how many there are, but if you're willing to travel this far from your own space, you should bet they'll be willing to come in numbers and with a purpose. I married someone like that once. But anyway, we'll keep an eye on them. At current speed and
Away
heading...
team out.
Okay.
Folians, those are the ones that they were talking about with the when Kirk got stuck, right? Okay.
They did this whole thing before once.
Yeah.
I'd like to point out
Experimenting with tricobalt devices.
you are very far away from Tholian space. Tholian space is on the edge of the Alpha Quadrant, and you're in the sort of middle of the Beta Quadrant. So they are coming a long way.
Why come now? It's been 80 years. Maybe they got
I
the
don't
same
know.
signal that we got?
Maybe, but I say that we try and hurry this up before we're forced to find out.
Yeah, absolutely. So I start scooting as fast as I can through the Jeffries tube towards engineering.
Anderson
of course,
begins a slow ascent and crawl through the Jeffries tube. The stench of stale air and dried blood is focused in such a small area that throwing the away team's concentration off slightly as they try to make their way through the tubes. Lieutenant Kind, or anyone, but I think Lieutenant Kind, could you do a control and science roll at difficulty 2 for me, please?
Sure. Control science 2. Oh, shut the front door.
I mean, you can always just buy a reroll.
Yeah, I would
I'd
reroll
like
that.
to buy a reroll.
Okay.
Yeah, if it's a random roll like that, you might want
So,
to.
do a task roll of 1, but with the same stats, please.
Well, it's not as bad.
I'll let you have it. Because I'm nice like that.
You're gonna take a threat, aren't you?
Actually, I have prepared for a fail. Communications are blocked, aside from short-range communication devices, such as your badges. You're unable to get an exact reading as to why. It could be the extensive damage in the area has made the comm signals too weak to get past the debris. The away team hasten their expedients through the tubes, trying to get to main engineering as quick as they can so they can escape the putrid smell infesting their senses. Through their haste, Anderson misses part of the structure that's unstable and causes a small section to collapse. Could you do daring and fitness for me, please? Daring and security. No, daring or fitness plus security at difficulty 3.
Can I buy an additional dice?
Absolutely.
Oh
Okay,
shit!
I got it back. Nice.
Yep. You successfully managed to dodge out of the way of the tumbling debris, saving yourself from falling durasteel beams, but the Jeffries tube is now blocked with you on one side and the away team on the other. There's not enough time for you to go back and figure a way through the previous corridor. Your only choice is to figure out a way past the debris currently blocking the tube.
So I'm in front of them, they're behind me, and we're separated, right?
Yes.
So they can't get to engineering, but I can?
Correct.
Okay. So I'm gonna Captain, can you read me?
I do believe you're coming through somewhat fuzzy. No, he's right on the other side though, right?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
we can hear
short-range
each other.
comm is
The
fine.
combat just work.
Okay, yeah, because he just said long range communication doesn't work. Okay.
Captain, I'm okay. It just looks like we're separated here for the time being. I am going to, or permission to continue alone to engineering while you find a way around the blockage.
We will endeavor to meet you as soon as we can. Please do be careful.
Roger.
No, that's to law. Combat will work now.
And
I've figured it out.
Sorry, what
Combat
did
will
you
work
say?
now. I've figured it.
perfect. And I continue down the Jeffries tube, trying to make my way to engineering so that we can get this show on the road.
All right. We'll focus on you for now then, Anderson.
Well, they can. How? Well, I don't know. That was my initial reaction.
That's fine. That's fine. The Jeffries tube exits
Okay.
in the main engineering section. Engineering is spittled with scorch marks, and a burned corpse lays on the main floor, and half a torso
There's
dangles from the
also
back
a
of the
guy
ceiling.
hanging from the ceiling.
Yeah.
Oh,
Half the
If
guy
he
hanging
phased
from the ceiling.
through, if he phased through the ceiling, I mean, I'm not there, so I can't look.
I mean, it looks like he phased through the ceiling and then somebody blew his head off.
Mhm.
Lucky him.
Captain? Can you still hear me?
Loud and clear.
I've exited the Jeffries tube into engineering, and it's not a very pretty sight. There are multiple bodies badly mangled and burned. What should be my first priority?
Do a quick assessment and see what general information you can find out on the operating systems.
Okay,
See what kind of functionality we have.
will do. So I go over to control panel and try and run a... Well, is there any power at all to these panels?
No.
No. Captain, I'll have to try and get some power to these panels. So I'm going to start working on getting the power systems back online.
Understood. See, the science part of me would want to find out why crispy bodies are still intact 80 years later.
I was just about to ask that.
Why they haven't disintegrated into nothing.
Like bones?
Yeah.
Oh, we've already seen ghosts, so I think weird things are going on here. So I'm going to I go over to the appropriate panel and open it and start working on getting the power systems back online, rerouting the EPS conduits.
Okay. You're gonna love this.
No, I'm not. I can already tell.
Yeah, because you're alone. Pro2 is behind him in the pipe. I could just strong arm that debris out of the way, right?
Well, would you like us to swing back over to you?
Probably.
Then let's, you know. Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun. Meanwhile, Talor Pro 2 kind in the Jeffries tube.
Captain, there's a lot of debris in the way. I don't know if I'd be able to physically move it. There might be risk of causing more damage, but I can try.
Can we cut through it with phasers?
Technically, yes. We need to be extremely careful, though, because of the condition that the ship is in.
I would say at this point, with the timetable we have, it would be worth the risk.
How wide is the Jeffries tube?
They're about, what, 4 feet wide? 3 feet wide? Somewhere in there?
Yeah, I mean, 2-3 people. Yeah, I'd say 2 people would be able to fit side by side in them.
It's cozy.
Captain or Kind, would you want to come up and help assist me?
Sure.
What are you doing? Shooting stuff?
Probably focusing it to use it more as a cutting laser.
Yeah,
just
a low
blasting
power
away.
cutting tool.
Okay. Pro 2, control security. Task roll 2, complication range is 3. Difficulty is 2. Kind. Control.
Oh, hold on. I have a talent for this.
Control, security, complication range is 3. Task roll of 1.
Hold on. Let me read
What
my
did I say?
ability.
Difficulty was 2.
Sorry? Was that 2 or 3 you said difficult?
Difficulty is 2, complication range is 3. Task roll is 1 for you as an assist.
Now, Shiver, for my augmented ability thing that you made me a fancy card for, it says when I use this ability, because I have it for con or control. No, it would be for... Yeah. Yeah, because it would be for my attribute. It increases my complication range by 2 for that task. Well, I'm kind of confused on what that means.
What are we looking for? Augmented ability?
Yeah. Did we determine? Hold on, let me see if sorry, as a because it's a complex task, I thought I'd do something to try and make it easier. Try to find. Yeah, because I have it for the control ability.
So that'll reduce your complication range down to 1.
Okay.
But kinds is still 3.
And
But it doesn't matter.
He already
Okay,
rolled.
sadly.
Yeah, I got burned.
But at least you didn't get a complication.
Mm-hmm. And I don't really think I have any focuses that count, so boop.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yes!
Oh, freaking roll. Holy shit.
Bam.
So you fire the phaser in a concentrated burst, vaporizing, very skillfully, the debris in front of you, clearing the path forward to engineering. You're able to make it back in time, just to see Anderson, as he's fiddling with various panels and trying to connect consoles together, in an effort to get the warp core back online.
Commander, what seems to be the problem, and may I be of assistance?
Well, Pro 2, the problem is this ship is 90 years old. It's been here for 80, and these consoles haven't worked for any of those. So, they're being a little stubborn getting back online here. But if you could maybe do a scan of the EPS system to try to determine where our problems are.
This is going to be an extended task.
Oh
You
dear
have
lord!
17 work to do. You have 10
I love the look on his
intervals.
face.
You have 10 intervals to do it in.
Oh, that's not too bad. Not too bad. Still bad.
He says you.
This isn't too bad.
Well, I mean, last time we had to do something like 15 successes, but we only had like 3 turns to do it in.
So, what were you doing, Pro 2? What have you been asked to do?
I was asked to scan the EPS system
sounds
for how to fix it.
Control, engineering. Difficulty is 3.
Oof.
You did it. What is your engineering?
1.
One.
Roll 3 challenge dice for me, please.
Doke. 3. And then press the button.
Okay.
What does that symbol mean again? How much
Effect.
work is that?
I'm
Okay.
counting that as double because I'm nice like that.
Oh.
We love you, Shiver.
Well, so far, Commander, I've
Working.
I've figured out that we need to modulate the auxiliary subspace field unit, and then we might be able to get the system back online.
Excellent. I'll work on that. How about you
Working.
redirect the harmonic baryon system to... No, I totally messed that up. That's good. Oh, that's terrible.
I know
I
what
like
you meant.
how it says
You meant
device relay.
Yeah, I know. I was looking at that too. Redirect the backup baryon system to form a harmonic relay.
Understood.
Are you sure you want Pro 2 to do this task?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I assist him? Because I have a focus in cybernetic.
It's your. Sorry,
As-
I just had this vision of you like tapping into his brain.
as do I. So we both.
It wouldn't count, but I have a focus in robotics.
None of those foci count.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Okay.
How about this? Well, I mean, I'm already doing something else, so I guess I probably can't assist him.
No, you can
Or-
assist.
Okay, I have a focus in Starship power systems.
Oh, good, because
Why
I
don't
have
you
stuff
do
for
the main
engineering.
task and have Pro
Okay.
2 assist you?
Okay.
So
yes,
then I'm-
Commander.
Control and engineering, Anderson. Difficulty is 3. Task roll is 2. Complication range is 1. Pro 2. Same. Control, engineering, task roll 1. Complication range 1. Difficulty 3.
Okay. And just before that, I'm just going to say, Commander, I believe that my expertise is more of starship structure rather than internal systems.
Roger that. Yeah, we did it. What a
Wonderful.
roll.
I don't
Dude.
know what I'm doing.
Anderson, what's your engineering?
Just one.
Could you roll 3 challenge dice for me, please?
Absolutely. We really need an engineer.
We need Des.
I think we're working
Yeah,
on getting you
exactly.
an engineer, actually.
Excellent.
Mhm.
Okay.
Jib's the only engineer I.
Oh, don't suck up.
That's how we're gonna get through this, guys. Come on.
You have done 7 amounts of work. You still have 10 to do.
And that's
I made
only
a
our
new number.
second attempt. Right?
Yep, you've still
So we
got
have 8 left.
8 attempts.
Cool.
Oh, so we are getting some response from the power system. Looks like we need to recalibrate the warp reactor system. And so I walk over to the engine, and one of my favorite things from the entire show, I pull open the dilithium chamber and start recalibrating.
You can totally do that on this model ship. Insight, engineering. That way you avoid a penalty. Difficulty 3. Would anyone care to assist? And how?
Yes, please.
I would. Go ahead. I'll let Kind do it.
I will supervise his work and ensure that everything is being done.
Presence and engineering. Difficulty 3.
Presence.
Task roll 1. Complication range 1.
I love how well that fits.
I'm gonna buy an extra dice for this roll.
Ooh, okay. Oh! Oh!
Damn it. Can I re-roll one of my dice? Yeah, I know it's gonna kill another momentum.
Yeah, that's fine. Not my momentum.
Oh my god.
Oh!
You want to spend another one at this rate? Come on now. Like,
Oh
Chip,
man.
do it.
Captain, we're not. Yeah, I guess I might as well, eh?
Well, remember, we still have 7 attempts.
Yeah, we still have
Yes.
a few.
So should I not burn any momentum now, or
No, I think we
Um,
should just try something else.
Yeah.
okay? Well, that didn't seem to produce any useful results, Captain. Do you have any ideas for getting the power systems back online?
Because we have 10 down. How many? 7 work to go?
7 to go.
Okay.
10 work to go, 7 attempts.
Okay. But we only need to do 17, right?
Mhm.
Okay. Have we considered that the power relays from the dilithium chamber to the consoles may not be getting through?
You're saying the relays might be fused,
Right.
so we
Maybe
need to
they need
bypass
to be
them.
replaced. Or
Or,
bypass.
good point.
To
I
law.
guess we have no replacements parts, so it'd be bypass.
Presence. Command. Difficulty 3. Anderson. Insight. Engineering. Difficulty 3. Task roll 1 for you, Anderson. Complication range 1. To law. Task roll 2 for you. Complication range 1.
And that's presence and command, right?
Hi. Yes.
Well, that was
Nope.
terrible.
Oh man! Wow,
Boy.
that was so bad. I'm impressed.
Since we can't seem to roll.
Says the high medic.
I take that statement.
Pro 2, we don't seem to be having any luck here getting the power systems back online. Do you have any ideas?
Well, we had some luck in redirecting the backup baryon harmonic relay. So if we keep going that route, we could potentially focus the macroscopic neutrino invariance unit, and that might get the power back online. I read that wrong. Invariance, yep.
One of the things that's been most fleshed out, surprisingly, are the warp core mechanics. You could be on Memory Alpha going, actual things from the warp core. But okay.
I like the babble.
That's
I like
fair.
the babble better.
That's fair.
That was just fun. It just rolled up.
He likes the
Yeah.
flashcards.
Sad
Well,
part
at least
is
it's
on
getting
Android.
used.
I have to say, I'm not that surprised to see a warp core that's been offline for 80 years having trouble starting.
Maybe we should get out and give her a push.
Now,
Did someone
Commander,
try kicking it?
Is the deflector dish intact?
Yes.
Could we try shunting power from the Pendragon into the Sentinel using the deflector dish?
Yes.
We had no way of
But that's
contacting
one-
the Pendragon.
That's the problem there.
God! It was such a good idea, too.
It really was. I was sitting here thinking, shit, that's going to fucking work. Wait, no, it won't. Yes!
Well, the other concern is this ship is also 80 years old. We have a new, the systems, would they be compatible even?
No, just
Well,
sending power. You're not really worried about.
I mean, your ship uses AC, this one uses DC.
Well, what-
Commander, with your skills on Starship wiring, would you want to attempt doing the thing I said earlier while I make sure that the flow of power is being directed correctly?
Absolutely.
This is the best extended task we've ever done. Anderson. Insight and Engineering at difficulty 3. Pro 2. Presence and Engineering, difficulty 3.
Question.
Yes, darling.
This is sort of an aside, but in this game, do we ever improve our stats?
Yes. But the reputation, I need to look into the reputation system because the core book for the Starfleet core book reputation system is generally recognized as forked.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's a bit.
And,
The brief
Commander-
one I've read, you decrease one talent, but you can pump up another, and it's like, well, that's not really advancement.
No, it's not.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Also, Commander, don't forget to check yes on focus used.
Yeah,
But-
I am.
I will also say that,
Cool.
because this is still very much, we're in the prologue as we're all still getting used to the game, and we haven't
Mhm.
really started the main campaign. If anyone wants to respec their characters, when we start the main game, you will be more than welcome.
Okay. I'm looking at I have the worst engineering, and I'm like, is that really realistic for somebody who has a focus in Starship Power Systems? Maybe not.
I have 2 focuses in engineering, and I have 1 engineering.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm looking at too.
But at the same time,
but-
how much engineering stuff do you really do?
well, it
as
depends if
versus-
Desmarius is
Right
around
now,
or not.
I mean, Captain
Anyway,
Talor has got
anyway.
a point. Because,
Yeah.
this is a
My
very specific
engineering
thing.
is 1, and there's probably a reason. It's because I don't get my hands dirty that often.
All right, so I'm gonna
yeah.
do this. We're gonna do this. Thank you. So thank you for the assist, Pro 2. We're gonna.
Shiver, if I'm monitoring stuff rather than just sitting there making sure he's doing it correctly, could I use control instead of presence?
Definitely not control. I'll let you use
Okay.
insight.
That's slightly better.
Okay. Control is when you're directly
All right.
beat
Since
through
we're
him.
most of the way there, I'm gonna re-roll one of my dice since we're almost successful here.
Okay.
Yes.
Way! Anderson, roll 3 challenge dice for me, please.
Hey, there we go.
Hey, Macarena.
You only need to do 6 more work, and you have 4 more attempts.
We only got 1 out of that?
No, you got 4 out of that.
Part
Oh.
of it.
You are at 3,
I thought-
6, 9. You're at 11 work done.
We're doing good. What were we actually doing? Sorry, my brain just totally.
You're bringing the
We're
workflow
fixing
back
the
online.
EPS system. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. No.
The
No. I
EPS
mean,
grid
like.
itself is fine.
yeah.
The warp core is the one that needs to be brought back online
Yeah.
by resetting the trifold polaron displacement array.
Yeah, some of those words are hard to pronounce on your
You
first
took
try.
that away. That was my moment. I was so excited to say that.
Well, you can press the button again.
Ruin.
Oh, all right.
You know what I'm gonna do? Can I do the thingy that you see every single Star Trek episode do, where they take 2 dangling wires from underneath the console and jam them together, and suddenly everything works exactly how it's supposed to?
I
No,
don't
that's
think
not
it's ever
Firefly.
been done.
That's Firefly. That's not Star Trek.
Yeah, get your genres right.
Sorry,
Only if
genre.
Talor's going to stand over you with a cigar in her mouth and say, "I love it when a plan comes together."
So you think there's a chance?
If you want to try it, basic, I would let you RP that. Yeah, control and engineering.
I feel
Difficulty
like
3.
you're going to electrocute yourself, but don't tell me I told you so.
And Talor, if you could do presence and command. Task roll 1, complication range 1. Kind, task roll 2. Control and engineering.
What was the complication range? Sorry.
1. Way! If you electrocute yourself, it will be entertaining.
Hey! You're supposed to say the line.
Humans are mostly water, so they are good conductors of electricity.
Lieutenant Kind, roll 3 challenge dice for me, please.
Hey, there we go.
You only need to do
So now we
2
just-
more work in 3 tries.
Okay. Here we go.
I am most concerned
so-
that actually worked.
So I'm going to check the deuterium storage tanks for both. Sorry, for both having enough fuel to restart the engine. Also, to ensure that the flow rate is correct.
Someone actually
I'm an
used the
idiot.
real stuff from the warp core. Insight, engineering, difficulty 3, task roll 2, complication range 1. Is anyone gonna?
I need an
Uh,
assist. I need an assist from you.
What
Pro
would the assist be?
It depends on how
Yeah,
you want
what-
to assist. It's entirely up to you how you want
What-
to be it.
What exactly is Anderson doing? He's just checking. Is he checking levels?
I'm basically
Deuterium
checking.
tanks.
I'm checking both the fuel, levels and also the fuel flow into the warp core.
I guess while he does that, I'll inspect the conduits leading into the tank and the warp core to make sure that
They're clear.
Yeah.
Insight engineering, complication range 1, task roll 1.
And do you want to know something I just realized? Is I literally have a focus in repair/tinkering. Repair's in the name, and it's what we're trying to do.
Yep.
Then you may apply your focus.
Insight engineering. Okay.
We just need one from you. Yeah! We got it.
Anderson, roll 3 challenge dice for me, please. Watch them all be zeros.
Nope! I didn't get it! Fuck! I needed one more!
One more work is all you need.
Oh my god. Okay, well, Kind, can you check the antimatter storage containment units for us? We got the deuterium working.
Well, why don't I refocus the trifold resonator interference equalizer first before I do that?
Okay.
And I'm gonna kind of confusedly look at 2 wires the way that Kind did, and kind of just stick them together and see what happens.
Lieutenant Kind, insight engineering, difficulty 3, complication range 1, task roll 2. Commander Anderson, presence command, complication range 1, task roll 1.
Oh, okay, so I don't get. Okay.
The difficulty is 3.
1. Insight engineering, 1-1. Anderson is fine.
Whoa! I
Let's hope Proteus
critically
can hold it out
failed at commanding my officer.
What was that last part, Shiv?
Well, you were looking at insight engineering, 1-1.
Okay.
Can I re-roll one of my dice?
You absolutely can.
Okay, I'll spend a momentum. Got 1 momentum. Let's make it count.
Hit drum roll.
Come on. Come on.
Oh, shut.
Oh,
Should I spend our last momentum to try and re-roll my hard 0?
you should, really.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
Yeah, because you do have a focus.
I'm honestly, I really should not have rolled that. I have very high command and presence, so anyway. There we go.
There we go.
Lieutenant Kind, could you roll 3 challenge dice for me, please? I mean, you've done it. Now that I look at the sheet, you've done it. There you go.
Perfect.
Now we really
0. Yeah. Wonderful.
It really came online.
You see Pro 2 kind of jump a little bit because he sticks the 2 random wires together, and everything
warp
just
core
starts booting back up. And it's just like, oh.
The engineering section comes online with the warp core humming into life.
Hey, can I just say it's really cool that we just reactivated a warp core that's been offline for 80 years?
I would immediately start stabilizing the integrity field to hold the ship together better, so it
Absolutely.
doesn't fall apart.
Let the sound effect play.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pretty.
The main computer brings itself online, and the hum of the engine fills the once lifeless ship.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. That's up to us now, Ship?
Yep.
I go to the
yeah,
console and
thing.
start immediately stabilizing the integrity field.
And I will assist him by monitoring the power flow to the structural integrity field as he adjusts it.
Pro 2, Insight, Engineering, difficulty 2, complication range 1, task roll 2.
Insight?
Have you got a better
What's mine?
suggestion?
Oh, I was just
control?
thinking I'm at the console doing it, so
Do control then?
yeah.
Anderson, you are overseeing, so presence, command, complication range 1, task roll 1, difficulty is 2.
Are you serious?
We have no momentum left either.
Nope.
We failed that.
You beep and boop at the console, bringing the structural integrity field online. You notice, as you do, various points of the saucer section are now habitable, and the bridge is in fact relatively undamaged.
I, for one, don't really want to be on a bridge that's hanging over a half-dead saucer section, but okay. I like engineering.
Can I study can I look through the systems and figure out if the ship would be able to lie under its own power and hold up?
You can do that for free. No.
I figured. I just
Definitely
thought I'd
not.
ask.
Have
Ships tend
we
to not be able to.
Reestablished communication, Pendragon? No.
Nope.
Guys, sorry, I have to run. I'll be back in just a second. Okay.
Captain,
So
if
you want to
I
load
might
Anderson
suggest...
into a torpedo tube, you say?
Well, we gotta fire something at the Folians, right?
Well, this way, it's the only way to get back to the ship.
Yeah, Commander, if I might suggest, we probably could make our way up to the bridge, download any relevant data that Starfleet might want, and then beam back aboard the Pendragon and just not even worry about towing the ship.
Do you feel like we could have done that from the bridge of the other ship without having to go to the bridge now that the power's back up?
I doubt it, because we would probably need the what was it, the Starship code, whatever it was called.
Starship command code.
Yeah, that one. Probably need one of those. Would we be able? Well, we'd have to still go up to the bridge.
I guess we're heading up to the bridge.
All right.
May I use the console to find a suitable route to the bridge?
You don't even need to. You can exit engineering section and go straight into a turbo lift. Just take you.
I was going to say,
Deck
are the
one.
turbo lifts working?
Barely.
Oh, it's just a scratch.
Is there anything you wish to discuss on way?
I think there's much to discuss. I feel like we need to get what we're there for and get out.
I've put in too many scenes for this.
Hmm?
You head straight to the bridge. The bridge of the ship springs to life with the first presence of life in it for some unknown number of decades.
All the red lights are flashing.
As the bridge lights flicker into life, the away team witness the sight of one officer pouncing onto the captain in his chair. The officer's hands open and then clamp tightly onto the captain's throat as the captain's eyes bulge and the veins in his face and head throb to the surface. All they can see is a look of pure hatred in the other officer's face as the two bridge officers that remain on the bridge laugh and clap at the sight. As the captain chokes to the death, the officer lifts the captain's body up slightly and bashes him down on the edge of the step to the chair, repeatedly, until the captain's skull is cracked open like a brittle egg. Viscous red blood oozes from the captain's skull, and pieces of brain tissue scatter near the seat as the captain's eyes roll into the back of his skull. The maddened crewman looks up for a brief moment, as if able to see the away team. He releases his hold of the captain, licks his fingers of the captain's blood and brain matter, then walks towards the away team, before the officer and the others slowly fade out of existence.
Alrighty then.
Did he shout Kali Ma as he did it?
No, I was Owen Wilson. Wow.
Yeah. With the captain's permission, I will go to a station and begin finding any relevant data that we might find.
Download the information.
Yeah.
Please do. And then I'm going to also go to one of the consoles and try to use the communication system to reach the Pendragon.
Okay, first of all, Pro 2, Control and Engineering, or Science, whichever you prefer. Difficulty
Ooh,
2.
science, please.
Okay, Control Science, difficulty 2, complication range 1, task roll 2. To Law. You attempt to use the communication station, but for some reason, at first, you find every single thing is dead, and then you realise as you look at the diagnostic display on the right, there's no longer any communications relay left aboard the ship, as it was on the section of the saucer that is now missing.
That's troublesome.
I'm going to take a threat for that. For your complication. Pro 2 attempts to interface with the computer. Unfortunately, it is so old, and Pro 2 is so modern in comparison, he is unable to actually decipher how the hell to use the computer and extract any kind of useful information.
Captain, these systems are beyond my comprehension. I'm not sure I'm much help in this situation.
Captain,
What? Anyway, go. Sorry.
Captain, I grew up aboard starships, and I've sort of spent time aboard almost every class imaginable. Could I take a shot at recovering the data?
Please do.
Pro 2 watches intensely.
Control, would you prefer engineering or science?
Science.
Control and science, difficulty 2, complication range 1, task roll 2. Please.
One of those days.
Okay, I'm going to let you succeed at threat. The main computer slowly comes to life, and after a moment, to process the request sent to it, it shows a lot of corrupted data. Though the data is heavily destroyed, you are able to see that in the engineering section, huge amounts of power were transferred. The data recorder shows signs similar to a dead star contained in a small force field in engineering, and the sensor logs show that the presence of a gravity well was contained within. It appears as though something was introduced into the experiment, and then the log abruptly ends. The readout
And we
lingers on
did
screen.
not see this while we were down there.
Nope. This is all in the logs.
This is from 80 years ago.
The readout lingers on the screen and shows 2 other computer-faced interterminals that are online and may contain more information. One in the briefing room and another in the captain's quarters.
Captain, the captain's quarter. We're showing here that the captain's quarters has a terminal that may contain some more information. Would you like to attempt to access it?
Can I access it from here? Or do I have to go to the captain's quarters? Okay.
Is she going to get sucked out into space when she tries to go to the captain's quarters?
No, but she might get blown out.
Oh, thank you.
Of all the people to say it.
With our communication with the Pendragon offline, Commander, could you on that terminal see if transportation, or sorry, the transporter area of the ship, if it's still functioning?
It's a good question. Although the shields of the Pendragon are up.
True.
But I will check. So I scan for the status of the transporter system.
Insight. Engineering. Difficulty 2. Complication range 1. Task roll 2.
Unfortunately, I cannot discern the status of the transporter systems at this time.
Kynes, could you do another scan of what might be causing the blockage in communication?
Sure, I could attempt to reestablish that.
Insight. Science. Difficulty 2, please. Complication range 1. Task roll 2. You get various different readings on the tricorder, and it comes back to you. You're unable to actually believe the tricorder readings, so you think that something must be wrong with the tricorder.
Unfortunately, my readings came up inconclusive.
Excellent use of Star Trek lingo. Anyway.
Do we know if there's
Maybe-
any shuttlecraft left?
Oh, good question.
Oh, yeah.
So I jump over to check the display for the status of the shuttlecraft.
Control. Engineering. Difficulty 1, please. Complication range 1. Task roll 2. It was a difficulty 1, Anderson. Get it together.
We failed every roll for like 5 rolls in a row.
I'm just going to
I
take a
don't
threat
think it's
for
just
that.
been 5.
You attempt to get a readout on the hangar bay. Unfortunately, the console is completely corrupted, and you're unable to discern whether or not it's telling you that there are 999 small craft or 0.
Captain, should I just I can't get a good reading from here about the status of the shuttle bay. Do you want me to go and just go down there and look?
I feel like we need to get the additional information that's in the brief room in the captain's quarters first.
Okay.
At
If-
this point,
if I
maybe
may-
we should split up into pairs.
Yeah, if I may, I do know quite a bit about small and large spacecraft. I could go down there and see if there are any working shuttles.
We want to split the party.
Not like that. I was considering Anderson and Pro 2 going to the brief room first, and then I'd take Kine to the captain's quarters before we met back up and went to the shuttle bay together.
You heard the captain. Pro 2 with me, the briefing room.
Understood.
Okay. Anderson and Pro 2. Really need to get rid of some of these scenes. Head into the turbo lift. With the many, many battle scars that are all over damn thing. Where's the damn thing? Ah, there.
Ooh.
And head to the deck.
Oh, yeah. You missed this
Briefing
earlier.
room. Is there anything you wish to discuss
You missed.
between the two of you on your way?
I'm very uncomfortable in this ship, Pro 2. I'm not afraid to say that.
I completely understand. The structural integrity of the ship is surprisingly well for how old it is. I guess the old adage of they don't build them like they used to applies here.
Well, perhaps that's true, but this one is still barely hanging together.
The turbo lift comes to a halt on the appropriate deck for the briefing room. You head out of the turbo lift, down another battle-scarred corridor, and into the wrecked briefing room. It looks like it was not spared from the tremendous and violent occurrences throughout the ship. Scorch marks riddle the walls, and the main view screen has been blown out and is completely inoperable. In the middle of the briefing table sits the computer terminal. It too has at least one screen broken, but the remaining 2 screens seem functional.
All right. So, Pro 2, do you want to jump on the other screen and we'll work together here to try and access the data?
I have been studying your interactions with this older form of Starfleet controls, so I think I can handle myself now. Yes, I could attempt so.
Excellent.
I'm trying, Shiv.
Famous last words. Control, Science, Difficulty 2. Pro 2, Complication Range 1, Task Roll 2. Anderson, Control, Science, Difficulty 2, Complication Range 1, Task Roll 1.
Oh, I really wish I had some focus in, like, ship systems.
I do, which is why I'm still using a focus. Well, I got 1.
Dice roll 1.
Pro 2.
Oh.
Task Roll is 2.
Oh, I thought I was the one assisting. My bad.
Yay.
There you go. The log information comes onto the screen. It too has been damaged and corrupted. But after gleaming your way through it, you are able to learn that the warp drive diverted a large amount of power to stabilize the force field setup in engineering. There was a power fluctuation in engineering, and the crew were unable to compensate for it. The field went down, exposing the engineering section to the effects contained within. And at that moment, in the briefing room, 2 figures slowly fade into view. They are seen threatening each other with phasers, and seem to be yelling something, though whatever they are saying is totally silent. They suddenly stop, turn their heads with an insane smile on their face, like they notice the away team, and open fire on Anderson and Protu. So we don't need to lore there. We do need... Where the hell are you both?
Captain, we're fighting ghosts.
Well, then ghost them.
And Protu.
Wow, I need to diet.
Yeah, I can't... Yeah, you're both exactly the same size. I don't know what goes on there. I'll fiddle with
That's
those
hilarious.
at some point. But you also have macros for ground combat.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's fancy. So if I click on mine, ooh.
All right. Whose turn is it here?
Anderson, I think, is a senior officer. You can go first.
Okay. I'm gonna fire my phaser rifle at the guy with his arms crossed.
That would be Koenig.
So do I roll first?
Yep. Control. Security. Difficulty is 2.
Is that
Actually,
a challenge? No.
What happens if you just hit phaser? You should have a phaser thing.
Yeah,
Oh,
there's a
like
hand phaser.
The
click on your person, your token, and a thing will pop up at the top like the ship did.
You want
yes.
hand phaser,
Is that
which is phaser type 1.
okay? Hand phaser.
Mm.
Of course,
Is that
the
what
sound
you were
didn't
looking
play
for?
for fucking me, did it? That's a success, and you do 6 damage.
Beautiful. Is he dead? I mean, he's already dead. How do I kill this guy?
Captain. Koenig.
Captain, this is weird.
Do you require assistance?
Yes.
Koenig
You don't
is
think
going to
we
fire
have the
his
situation
phaser
handled?
straight back at Anderson. And he also does 6. Thank you. 6
Ow.
stress damage.
Okay.
Can
Proto.
Kind and I head down there to assist or no?
You can certainly start making your way there.
Okay.
Am I
that's
close
Boogie.
enough? Am I close enough for melee?
Yeah.
Can I try and hit the phaser out of his hand?
Melee strike.
Hmm.
Okay. And you're doing that to Koenig?
Yeah, I'm trying to hit the phaser out of his hand.
Oh, damn it.
Sorry, I like making things complicated.
You couldn't just fucking punch him with everything you've got, could you?
Well, he's a member of Starfleet. I don't care if he's trying to kill me.
I'll let you do that. Yeah, I'll say that works. And Green is going to be open-mouthed, pissed off, really angry about it, and is going to open fire on Proto. And miss
That's
completely.
stress, right? Oh, okay, cool.
There's a straight up miss. Yep.
I
hit
He's
the
going to go
wall.
back to Anderson.
Did the ship just explode because the phaser hit the wall?
No.
Excellent.
We turned the integrity grid back on. It's fine.
Okay. My turn.
Yep.
So what are the healths of this? Oh, we don't get to know that.
It's probably similar to ours.
I'm gonna fire again at the guy with the arms crossed there.
Okay. Hand phaser, please.
Nope. Miss.
Complete miss, I'm afraid, yep.
Yep.
Looks like I need to fiddle with the phaser sounds as well. Guy with his arms crossed, known as Koenig, is going to try and punch Proto.
Oh, so okay. So the guy. Okay.
You did.
Okay. I thought I was attacking the other guy. That's why I was a little confused when
Man.
he shot at me.
That's
So
why I
I'm
double
at 2
checked.
stress.
Yep, 2 stress damage.
Also, I like that sound effect.
And it's now
That's
your turn,
great.
Proto.
Looking slightly shocked that a member of Starfleet would attack us and just punch me after I clearly just defended myself, I will go to punch him back.
Melee strike on Koenig. This is guys with his arm crossed.
The guy that just punched me.
Yep.
Hey, nice.
Wonderful. That is going to be successfully eliminating Koenig.
So is he like? No, he just vanishes into thin air again.
Just vanishes into thin air.
Bitch.
Like a ghost in the wind.
Captain Ghosts.
Are we there yet?
Who are you going to call? No. This is happening
Oh,
in
we're
a matter
still-
of seconds, whereas you're
Oh,
running
Ghostbusters.
across a ship.
Who are you gonna call? Captain Chillor.
So
Green?
it's the other dude's turn, right?
Yeah.
Green.
Green is going to open fire on Proto.
Ooh.
Wait, should my stress be full and I'm subtracting it, or do I fill it up?
You
You
should
fill
be
it up.
subtracting.
Oh, okay. Then I did it wrong.
So 6,
Yeah, the tokens come out by default with no health, so you've got to...
3, 4. Hold on, what? I think it's here. Yeah, that's.
I
yeah,
would
that's
fast
correct.
cut, but we'd get hit with a copyright strike on Twitch faster than I would. Faster
Go
than I
on.
could think of an inappropriate reference that I also couldn't say on Twitch.
So I'm gonna. It's my turn, right?
Yep.
All right. I'm going to. What the heck? Oh, I clicked on something and now it's messed up. Okay. Here we go. Oh, rolled. Weird. Okay. I'm going to fire at green.
All right. Hand phaser, please.
Ooh.
Hit him right in the face.
Ooh. And with that amount of damage, you actually eliminate him because he takes an injury.
Beautiful. Ooh, we're in rough shape though.
Yeah, I probably have a big scorch mark on my torso.
Yep.
Does Captain Talor and I burst into the room just as the fight ends?
Yeah, we'll say that's dramatic enough. You may restore your stress to normal levels.
Oh, okay. Well, that's not. That doesn't seem very stressful.
We got here as fast as we could. What happened?
We dispersed of the strange anomalies quite quickly, but I thank you for your concern. I don't know why I talk like that.
And
It's perfect.
while you can't see any bodies or anything, you do see like the scorch marks on our uniforms.
Yeah, I look like I got like an unhealthy chunk out of my chest, but because I'm an android, I'm just like, whatever.
Do I need to admit her first aid to him?
No, he said
Sorry,
we're back up to full health anyway, so I think we're
Yeah.
okay.
Can I give him something extra just because?
Yep.
Do you need something to help calm you down, Commander?
No, that's okay. You're all right there.
Are you sure? This is really good. I mean, this can help take the edge off.
I understand, but I prefer to remain clear-headed, kind.
While they're having that little discussion, I just turned to the captain. We discovered that there was a power fluctuation in the field that they were generating in engineering, and they were unable to get it under control before it went out of control.
Is why we continue to see phased images of previous crewmen?
They're more than images, Captain. They're corporeal for brief periods of time. One of them punched Pro 2 here.
Interesting.
Right in the face. I think we should probably.
Right.
I think we should probably head to the briefing, to the captain's quarters, and check the computer there. As a group this time.
I
do
do
you think,
believe
Captain?
that is logical.
And that's where we're going to end it this week or this month.
Oh. Fancy.
Wow.
Cliffhanger.
That was really awesome. Thank you so much, Shiver. I had a lot of fun.
Thank you all for coming. Let's see. Commander Anderson, otherwise known as Nakara. Where can we find you outside of here?
While I'm nullifying my macroscopic ionic displacement chamber, you can find me on Twitter at Nakara, and also on the Relay Discord, or Discord in general. And also, obviously, we're on the Relay. I'm on the Relay Station almost every Saturday, and also on the game show on Tuesday nights.
Lieutenant Kind, otherwise known as Canadian Syrup, the mapley one. Where can we find you outside of here?
Well, first, before I say anything, I wasn't trying to hit the cat. It's because he's got a sore on his lip that he's trying to scratch, and I had to make sure he stopped, just so no one thought I was hitting him. Well, you can find me on the Relay Discord, and pretty much it. I mean, I am a moderator of R Star Citizen, but I'm not on there as much as I'd like to. But
Yeah, you're a bit of a lazy moderator.
I'm the guardian. I watch over my flock. I'm the shepherd. I ban as I
Shepherd.
please.
Pro2, otherwise known as Nitro. Typat, where can we find you outside of here?
On Twitter, at NitroTypeat, on our Discord, and on Twitch. I'm gonna start streaming more often now, alongside helping
Awesome.
Shiver stream stuff. So I'm excited.
And last but of course not least, Captain Talor, otherwise known as Stormy Winters, where can we find you outside of here?
I'm on Twitter, but I don't post very often. I'm around on Discord a lot, so it's best way to get a hold of me. And every once in a while, I'm on Shiv's VTM game sporadically.
She's
You're
the
the-
most wonderful and terrifying prince.
Aw, you're too sweet.
I
And
almost
we'll be
killed
back
one
here.
of us.
Wednesday. No one corrected me,
Yes,
so I'm
for
going with
burning
Wednesday.
questions.
23:30
Wednesday,
UTC.
23:30.
Burning questions, where we talk about VTM. And then, of course, we have VTM itself on Saturday. No one corrected me, so I must be right. 23:30 UTC. Lieutenant Kind?
No, I was going to say yes. You're correct.
Let's go
And,
raid Vancouver by
also-
night because we love him.
Yeah.
We're also
And thank
we're
you to
streaming
our
Grounded.
wonderful GM.
Yes, thank you, Shiv. We're also streaming Grounded again on Thursday. So if you want to
Awesome.
hear me and Tina screaming about spiders, that's where to go.
Thank you all again, and we'll hopefully see you either Wednesday, Thursday, or Saturday. Please adjust for your time zone. Live long and prosper. Oh, I feel horrible doing that.